What is going on? How is everybody doing? Forza Milan, as always. Only two words from the north to the south, from the east to the west. Forza Milan. Guys, we got Laird with us. How you doing, Laird? How's it going?
Oh, good, man. Forza Milan, happy to be here. Let's talk a bit what's going on recently. I see a lot of people are upset on social media, so
Oh, like always, bro. Like
like
always.
always, yeah.
Yeah. So, pretty much we're a few days from the final days of the mercato, and what we have learned this mercato is this: that the Milan fans right now believe that this team is a complete disaster. They believe that this team has no ambition, and that this team is doing everything wrong. And this team is not going to be, this management is not going to be the management that is going to bring us to the next level. And I'm talking about what I'm reading from the fans in Italy, because those are the fans that have the loudest voice, the ones that are right there in Italy. And so this is what I got out of this transfer market. It's pretty strange what happened. And now, of course, with Juventus and Inter, one of them getting Gosens, the other one getting Vlahovic. Of course, this adds fuel to the fire. So now the thing is this: that really, if you look at this logically, Laird, is this really a problem for Milan that Juventus got Vlahovic and Inter got Gosens? I mean, first of all, what do you feel about all of this? Give us your opinion, and then if you want to answer that question.
I say that a lot of time we need one Vlahovic to dominate. Juventus needs a lot of other players to get back to challenge for the title and to be a consistent threat in Serie A. They need a lot of players. They needed 6, 7 players, and they're not gonna find those 6, 7 players spending money. They need to be clever on scouting and understanding the players market. Inter on the other side, still, I'm not worried. The only thing that I envy about Inter is the fact they don't get a lot of injuries. So definitely they do something good on the physical preparation and everything like that. But about players they buy, they are not buying like incredible players or stuff like that. We still are pretty good in each position, apart from the striker, which we are good. We are not just top class at the moment.
Yes, look, Inter is definitely one of their biggest strengths. You have to really say is the fact that they never get injured, and so they can keep a constant team over and over playing, and this helps. And it's something that they deserve credit for. It's something that they definitely deserve credit for. Gosens, I mean, he is a big player in Atalanta. He was a big player. He will bring in depth to the team. He'll bring in more quality. But Perisic is leaving, so it's not like they're adding, right? If they're just subbing one player for another, one player is actually more defensive than the other. So they're losing offensive quality, but they're adding defensive quality. Um, as far as Juventus and Vlahovic, I do agree. Juventus need much more than just Vlahovic. Honestly, they need another coach, to be honest with you. But Juventus is in a situation where they're paying their players so much money, that this team has absolutely no excuse to be number one all the time. So this team right now is completely desperate. Is a team that is completely acting in desperation, because if you look at the numbers, at the end of the day, Juventus, for all the wages they pay, and they pay 300 million. Milan is at 150 million. Juventus is paying double what Milan pays in wages. Players like Ramsey, 7 million. Players like Rabiot, 7 million. Bernardeschi. All these players that are fringe players, and we're paying them like how much we would pay a top player. And look at their results. Juventus is in trouble. Is in trouble. Maybe they saved themselves the fourth place, but Juventus, for what they're paying, they're in trouble. Like, do you think that we're going to be able to get another signing by the end of the mercato, or you think this is it?
Um, I heard they're going for Berti for the Primavera, 17 years old. I heard that, so I like that. I don't think it's part of the, I don't think people wants to hear that, like a guy coming from the Primavera, but that's a good signing. The guy is playing for Cesena, grown-up football, so it's pretty good. So midfield, we just announced Lazetic. I don't think anyone is coming, man. I really believe no one is coming.
Yeah, now I do think that there is always that chance that something might happen and someone comes and we don't know who or whatever. There's always that chance, but if you want to look at it realistically, most likely they're not going to do any crazy operations. It's going to be youngsters that are going to come in to add on to the youth department. I mean, if there's anything that we actually really need to work on, is the youth department. To be honest
Yes,
with you, because that department there is completely failing, right? So
yeah,
that department
yeah.
there is completely failing. Berti would be a great signing. Lazetic can probably help with the youth, get minutes there, maybe. Uh, we did sell Kerkez, but at the same time, we got this under 20, under 17 uh, Irish captain
I
player.
Yes, yes, that's true. And another thing is, depends on Kessie's injury. I really don't know what happened to him and his injury. Is it serious? How long is gonna stay out?
Is it serious? No, he's good. He's good to go. He's playing the derby.
He's gonna play the derby, so because I thought he was injured, like missing a few months or something like that. So
No,
is
no, no. They did the scans and they found just they found out that inside his body there's a tank, and and, and nothing can hurt him. So yeah, he's good to go. He's good for the derby.
so we don't need players, man. We have more than enough players, and we're good. We are good. We're good. And I saw a lot of people getting upset because Kerkez left. We sold him.
Mm.
And I mean, people are, in my opinion, people live in a different planet, man. They think that Kerkez is gonna stay at AC Milan the moment Theo Hernandez renews a contract. So that means that for 5 years you're gonna have in front of you, you are 17 years or 18 years old, the player, and you have in front of you Theo Hernandez, the best left back in the league. What he's gonna think? He's gonna go to the Maldini office and say, "Listen, I want to go. I want to play with grown-ups. I want to become a player." And Maldini has to let him go. If there comes an offer, he has to
Yeah.
let him go. So,
Yep.
and he's not better than Theo Hernandez. So we have our first choice, and it's Theo. That's it.
And to be honest with you, Lart, also like Kerkez is 17. Ha voglia
Yes,
di pasta asciutta de mangiare. Ma
yes,
ragazzi. So, Carrick is, the kid didn't want to be patient. He wants to go. He has this opportunity to play as whatever this team in Holland or wherever they are. Um, you know, it, I think
he,
Milan would have kept him if he would have wanted to stay and try.
yeah. But he wants to go, and he's right at the end of the thing. It's his career. He has to make his choices, and Maldini and the team and the club cannot put him in a golden cage and force him to stay. You know what I
That
mean?
is true too. That is very
It's
true. That is very true.
actually, actually, if you are nice with a kid and he becomes something important, when you come back and you buy him, he's gonna be willing to come back because he's gonna say, yes, why not? He's AC Milan. They helped me to get that step from a youth system to a real football player.
Mm,
So,
that's a good
so
point.
why not? So you have to be good and nice, not burn bridge with people.
I
And
totally agree with that.
so good for him. I hope he becomes one of the best in that position, and he sees us in a good way.
Mm.
So if we make an offer in the future, we get him.
Yeah, and we made like a capital gain of 2 million. So I wonder, with this 2 million, what it will bring us. It'll definitely bring us something because right now I think it's a matter of margins. Some teams are like, it's literally we're competing. Maybe I'm just speculating right now, but it's a matter of margins. Maybe that 2 million is going to bring us players that eventually are going to allow us to get characters back in the future. So it could be like that. Who knows? But yeah, I wasn't too upset when I saw it. More so, I was like, kind of heartbroken a little bit because I hoped that Kirkes would have stayed at Milan and developed here. But I totally understand. I totally understand the operation, and it is what it is. But anyway, as we said, we did get this Irish kid. Do you know anything about him?
Nothing, nothing at all. But he's already playing professional football, if I'm not wrong. He's not playing in a youth league.
Mm.
I think he's playing professional football. So I think he's more prepared than Kerkez. But let's see. I think, yeah, I like what they're doing with the youth system. They're buying better players, selling them, and buying better players and selling them until you get the one that is so good that he can go and break to the first team.
Yeah.
That is important. So it's gonna be a long process. A lot of players gonna come in that Primavera, come and go, come and go. So the three guys we put in, Chaka Traore, and there was another kid we brought in
Yeah, yeah,
January.
yeah, yeah. And he's good.
Actually,
This
did an
other kid. I saw
yeah, he
highlights of
did an
this. Good.
assist. Yeah,
He did an assist where?
in the last Primavera game,
Oh,
I
really,
think.
really? Yeah. I saw some highlights of him. This other kid, Nigerian Italian, Italian Nigerian kid,
Yeah,
and very good, really good kid, really good, really good.
exactly, exactly. So this Irish guy as well is coming. So you get these people for 1 million and you sell them for five, for 10. And that's how you build, I would say, a small treasure that slowly, slowly becomes higher and higher and higher and higher. And you
Yeah.
can buy maybe a massive player in the future. Or you unlock a system that you're putting in 5 million players and you're selling for 20, like the youth system of Chelsea, Man United, and all these other youth
Right, right,
systems.
right,
So
right.
you need to start from somewhere. We're going there. I
No,
like that.
that's a good point too. Look at what Chelsea does when it comes to their youth system and how they develop their youth system. They create players that turn out to be Tomoris. So
Yes,
that is a good model to follow. And yeah, the investment in these kids are definitely great for the future. Now, future, Larry, it seems people are allergic to this word, future. They don't like this word. They're scared of this word. So let's go into this article and let's start to see what's going on in the world of Milan. So Donadoni, a great player for AC Milan, also coach, not so great as a coach, uh, not a lot of achievements as a coach, but he says, look at this title here, and then tell me what you think. Donadoli admits losing Duo for free would be a shame, but highlights Milan's strength. Okay, so let's see what Donadoni says. The contracts of Frank Kessie and Alessio Romagnoli will expire at the end of the season, and it looks like AC Milan could lose them for free. This is something that club legend Roberto Donadoni has weighed on. The former midfielder and current manager was interviewed by Gazzetta dello Sport, and among other things, he was asked about the expiring contracts. He stated that it would be a shame to lose the players, but also highlighted Milan's strengths. The club has behaved consistently, but for an agreement, it takes two. It's clear that not monetizing such important players, also referring to Gigio and Akan, would be a real shame at a cash level. While on a technical level, it cannot be denied that Milan have, for example, replaced Gigio in a great way with Magnan and is in the same position as last year. He stated as cited by Milan News. Um, as was pointed out in his response, though, there is no doubt that Milan could have sold them both for a decent amount of money. Hefty contracts are important investments, though, which has to be considered. Most of the time, when a player leaves for free, the biggest difficulty lies in finding a new player that doesn't cost too much and doesn't have a huge salary. As with Magnan, it was cheaper to sign him than to renew Donnarumma. Um, what do you think? Do you think that Milan's strategy? I mean, we kind of see it in real time what Milan's strategy is. They're getting Botman because of Romagnoli, and they're getting Sanchez because of Kessie. And next summer, probably they already did the deals this January, and next summer they're going to activate those deals. And as Kessie
exactly.
leaves, Sanchez comes in, Botman comes in.
It's simple math, exactly as you said. A six, let's say, 8 million euro contract for Kessie, that means 15 million euro gross, no? For 5 years deal, we are talking about, let me do the maths here, more than 60 million. I think it's 75 million to spend on that contract, in 5 years.
Mm.
Renato Sanchez is going to cost you 25,
Yeah.
plus his contract 2 million a year, so a gross of three around, or maybe let's say a 3 million a year contract. Renato Sanchez gross is going to be five, so you basically have less, you're spending less than keeping Kessie at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
Uh,
thing. So that's how they do deals. Simple as that.
you're spending less when keeping Kessie, and also you can also allocate your funds in other places too. Um, you can obviously Botman, you can Kessie. With what Kessie wanted, you can pay two players that have that kind of
Yeah.
impact. Um, yeah,
Yeah, no, and you're putting on board a player at his first contract with a low contract. Botman is gonna earn maybe 2 million a year, so when he's going to renew, he's gonna be 4.5, and he's gonna renew at the age of 24 or 23, no, 24, and his third renewal is gonna make like a 7 or 6, whatever, and he's gonna renew at 26, 27. So you're getting a guy in his prime that grows with AC Milan,
right.
and it's worth it to pay him 6 million. And maybe he's already
Yes.
won some trophies.
Yeah, it makes
Maldini
sense.
is building his team. He's building his team, and he's
Yeah.
getting rid of every player that he didn't choose.
Yeah, I think so. It looks
All of
like
them.
the way Maldini is building his team, it makes sense because even look at Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez contract is an amazing. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. Theo Hernandez has a future pretty much at Milan forever because they set it up so they can give him another contract in the future, and
Yes.
that's what they can do with Sanchez. That's what they can do with Botman. With Kessie, you can't do that. You want 8 million, that's it. You can't give him another contract of 10 million after that. 8 million is his last contract. Then you lose him.
And you paid those 8 million to him at the end. And you
Yeah,
can, and it's
you
hard
pay.
him to sell. It's hard to sell him because the club that is going to buy him, it needs to be so good that they are willing to pay a transfer fee and a 10 million contract.
Yeah,
And if he doesn't perform, you have a guy that is useless that is earning 8 million a year net, and
yeah,
you cannot sell him.
yes. Yeah, yeah. The math definitely adds up. Kangu says, "Can I just point out Chelsea's youth system will struggle next year with a 5 loan max over 21 players? I think. Do you think this loan system? What do you think this loan system is going to do, like? Because it is something that it is talked about, and how some teams have all these players out on loan, like Real Madrid, like Chelsea, etc., etc. Do you agree with this system, or do you think they should put regulations in the system, and why? What do you think?
So I don't know the exact rule how it works, but you need to regulate the loan deals because it's becoming a bit like how can I say it? No one is really investing on the youth system. They're just getting these players on loan, and if they are super good, they buy them. If they are not, they are okay. They just stay in the bench, and no one cares because they say, "Oh, it's not my player. I just got it on loan to keep it in the bench or as an option." So I feel like should be regulated. So people, when they make a loan move, is the right one. They care about the player, and there is a strategy after that loan to actually keep the player, to invest in the player. And for the team that actually owns the player, after you give him on loan, at a certain point you have or sell him or keep him in the first squad and play that player, not just keep going like this. But it's gonna make a bit some teams forced to sell their players because after they give it a loan for long, they're gonna be like, oh shit, now I have to keep him or sell him. I cannot give it on loan anymore. And when you're forced to sell somebody, you have to accept any offer after that. So I think it's gonna be interesting for Milan because they can get some good deals from teams that have a lot of players.
Mm.
So let's see.
Yeah, and in this conversation of the loans, Omi brought to this thing that happened a few days ago with the Pobega. Basically, since Milan have pretty much told Torino that Pobega they have no intention of selling Pobega, Torino has started benching Pobega because just before that, when Torino had stated that they wanted to keep Pobega, and there was also these voices of Pobega going to exchanging with Bremen, etc. Juric was in the press media, in the media, saying that Pobega was an exceptional player, that he wanted him every single game. They needed to get this player. He was saying that they wanted to buy this player. And when Milan said, I'm sorry, we're not selling this player, they benched him. So now there's this idea that Pobega actually might come back to Milan and the last days of the transfer market. So these days, this idea was kind of like in the air because they're thinking, well, if he's going to be on the bench on Torino, because Torino have already got Ricci, right? Didn't they get Ricci? And they also got Mandragora. So now
Oh,
they're playing their own players. They're not playing the loan players anymore. Um, so this situation with Pobega now can become complicated. Did you hear about this? Did you see the reports on this?
no, I haven't seen the reports. I didn't notice the fact that he's been in the bench recently. So it can be that, or it can just be the fact that it was just a technical decision at the end. We're looking too much into these things. Let's see. If the things becomes an habit, and let's say in the next 2 months he doesn't play a lot, there is something behind that. But I don't think he's coming back to AC Milan. I don't
Pobega
think,
in January.
not in
Yeah,
January,
I
no,
think
no.
that's difficult too. I think it's difficult.
Uh,
Um,
and and I
yeah,
want to
go
add
ahead.
another thing.
Yeah,
If Pobega trains better and plays better than Ricci, Juric is gonna play Pobega, no matter what, because managers that knows football, they're always gonna play the best players, even if they don't own those players. If the club doesn't own those players. And there was the example was Brahim Diaz and Hakan Çalhanoğlu at the end of the season for us. Pioli didn't own the player, but still he chose Diaz to put in that key position a lot of time. So
right, right. Um, yes. So anyway, this was a report that was circulating the other days. I guess we're going to see what's going to happen with that, and what if we're reading or they were reading too much into it, or we'll see what happens. More youngsters. It seems like the news right now is really all about the youngsters. Lazetic, youngster, did his first training. Uh, Maldini, Maldini is staying with the squad. Is staying with the squad. Plizzarri, he's going out on loan. Berti, a target. The French, this Irish kid, Kerkez leaving. Is is it really just that? Let's see what's going on with Maldini. Are they really? So, Laird, let's just cut to the chase. Do you think they believe that the team is good the way it is, and they do not need to make any changes unless any? I mean, obviously within the bounds of their limits, of course, but they don't need to make any changes, and they're confident in their team, and they're confident that with these players, they can even win the Scudetto. Uh, do you? Because a lot of the fans in Italy and also around the world don't believe that. A lot of the fans don't believe that Milan is good enough to either win the Scudetto or even make top four. They think that we should have secured it. We should have secured it by making purchases this winter. But the club, how does the club feel? Do you think the club is confident or not? What do you think?
I think the club is 100% sure that you cannot improve this squad in January. They are 100% sure that in January they cannot add any value to this squad. That is, in the summer, yes, you can add value to this squad and make it better, adding Botman, Sanchez, and a striker. In January, the targets, the players they want, they are not available. The teams don't want to get rid of them. And that is a good thing for me. I love that because that means they are targeting prime players, players that are key figures in their teams. So they are going for important players, and important players most of the time don't move in January.
No,
That's it.
they don't.
And they play for important teams. They don't sell in January as well.
Right.
Teams that have big achievement to deal with, so they
Yeah.
don't sell in January.
Now it is I want to say this because I did think about this the other day, and I do think if we did qualify for the next round of the Champions League, it could have been a little bit easier to get someone. But the fact
Yeah,
that we didn't qualify for the Champions League makes it very difficult. Makes it very difficult.
yeah, exactly. And maybe Milan would have gone for a player like Coutinho or Digne, those players that went to Aston Villa, for example, because they would go and say, "Listen, we have this round of 16 of Champions League,
Yeah.
and we need to get a bit more reinforced in these positions."
Yeah.
And they will be like, okay, Champions League football, I like that. Let's go. Let's go for a loan with option to buy or for an acquisition.
Yeah. A whole different ball
Be-
game when Champions League is here.
exactly, because it's like, oh, is AC Milan? They're challenging to go for the next round of a
Yeah.
Champions League. And Maldini as well would have had that power to do it.
Yeah.
But you're not doing that, so there's no point. Why? Why exactly? I mean, the team is good, man. The team is good.
Yeah.
To go for the next 14 games at the end. 14 games and I think few Coppa Italia games.
Right. We got the Lazio games, Coppa Italia. Juventus has Villarreal. That on paper, Juventus should be winning this game. So let's say Juventus goes through. So that means that Juventus has 4 Champions League games to play.
Yeah.
Guys, that's not going to be easy to try, and they're not going to be. I don't think they're going to be a threat to us. If we win the games that we have to win, Juventus is not going to be a threat to us anymore. They're going to be fighting out with Atalanta for 4th spot or something like that. I think Milan is going to still push on Inter, still push behind Inter, and I think they're still going to do that. And that is what is going to pretty much help us get in the top 4. But I think Milan is going to keep on pushing. These players are not fucking crying, guys. These players are not crying. They're pumped up and they want to play. They want to win.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait, man, for the derby. It's coming a week now.
Yeah. What if Villarreal beats Juve? I don't want to hear Juventini talking shit for the rest of the season. Now Inter have a huge. Do you still believe that Liverpool is the Inter is going to beat Liverpool?
I mean, there is a good chance, but at the end, you have to be super fit and pretty good at that moment. Champions League is all about being at the highest level in that moment. It's not a long run. It's not a marathon. It's a sprint. You need
Yeah,
to be ready in that game and
yeah,
healthy and
true.
fresh to perform, and everything has to go right. So I guess Inter has that option. There is some. I mean, the fact they never get injured, that is a thing that helps a lot in a Champions League competition.
Yeah,
So yeah, they're good. They're good for me. They're gonna make it. Let's see.
really.
It's gonna be
Wow,
fun to see.
that'll be amazing.
Villarreal. I think Juventus is gonna make it with Villarreal, but it's gonna be a tough game for them. And
Yeah,
I'm curious to see Vlahovic in the Champions League
right,
football.
right. We're gonna see.
Let's see.
We're
Yeah.
gonna see what he looks like in that Juve shirt. We're gonna see what he looks like in that Allegri system, which is not. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so let's see. I think I saw some interesting comments, and then let's go into this Maldini thing. People are acting like we are in Europa Conference League spot in Serie A right now. Juve just bought themselves top 4 finish, just crazy. It's actually possible that Juve can go out. They don't have Chiesa. My God, if they had Chiesa, Vlahovic, and Dybala and Morata, oh my God, what a fucking, oh my God. Imagine if they had a coach like Guardiola with those players. Shit.
Yeah, but they don't have that.
No, they don't.
Imagine if they had a coach that actually wants to attack with those
Right.
players. Not even Guardiola.
Yeah. Any coach that wants to attack has those players. Can you imagine having those players and say, today I'm going to play defensive?
Imagine Pioli having Chiesa and Vlahovic at this AC Milan.
Oh, yeah, it'd be over. We'd be fucking shit up really bad. We'd be fucking shit up really bad. Um, yeah, fucking Allegri, dude. What a disaster that guy is. Let's see. We need Kessie, Benacer, and Tonali in the midfield to stand a chance to beat Inter Milan. Larry, I was thinking about this the other day, man, and I was trying to think. Do you think that Milan has the best midfield in Serie A? Is it? It has to be between Milan and Inter. Who do you think wins it? Who do you think wins it in totality? Because I think we have a better midfield than Juve. We have a better midfield than Atalanta. We have a better midfield than Napoli, and we have a better midfield than Roma, Lazio, etc. Maybe just Inter. What do you think, Larry? Where do you see our midfield?
We have a good midfield, man, and even Kessie I put there is perform when he performs is really good. The problem we have at the moment is that Tomori is not a midfielder. I know that, but the way he presses, the way he attacks his direct opponent is so good that he's kind of adding a man to that midfield because he comes so high in the pitch.
Yeah, true.
And he helps a lot the holding midfielder to don't care about the striker when he comes deep because Tomori has that aggressiveness to go high in the pitch and get that ball or put that pressure. And he's quick enough to run back, and if the attacker is running back, so that is such a luxury to have and helps a lot our midfield. Without that, our midfield struggles a bit more. Is because our midfield likes to attack anyway. They like the good football. They are not classic holding midfielders. They want to attack. They want to score.
Yeah,
Especially Kessie likes to score and be there.
right.
So depends on the day, but I think overall, considering who is playing and who is in the bench, we have a better midfield than Inter.
You know what? I mean, I kind of obviously they have Barella, who's a top player. Okay, Brozovic, you can argue is a top player, or what, or top player, or whatever. Players that are really good.
Top player for Serie A. Let's say
Top player for
Serie A.
Right. And then Çalhanoğlu, people are going to say that. I don't know. Maybe you're not, but some people are going to say that. But Çalhanoğlu is okay. Çalhanoğlu, then they have Vidal, and then they have Gagliardini. So for me, Tonali, Benacer, Kessie, those three just have a little bit more. Just have a little bit more. There's just something that is a little bit more than the other three. But I don't know exactly what. And maybe I'm being a fan, and maybe we are. But I think that we have the best midfield in Italy. Maybe.
Yeah, you have to consider that Brozovic has been playing for Inter 7 years in a row. This is his 8th year. So
Yeah,
Benacer,
wow, that's crazy.
That is a lot of time, you know what I mean, with the same club.
Yeah, damn.
And he's 29, I think. So Benacer came like 2 years ago.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. You said he played in Inter for how many years?
7 years and a half.
And he is now what, 29?
29.
So he started when he was 22.
Exactly.
Wow.
And everyone wanted him out at Inter. All the supporters
yeah,
wanted him out. That is the thing. Now everyone loves him. Benacer is performing. Benacer, Kessie, Tonali, they are challenging Brozovic at the early age when Brozovic was hated and everybody wanted him out at Inter.
I remember.
So imagine them at the age of 29 after playing 7 years for AC Milan, what they are in that midfield.
Right. Mamma mia. Oh.
So
it'd be insane.
So that's why. But you know what? Let's wait the derby because a lot of people see that we are sees our team and thinks like, oh, we're so shit that we're gonna risk it in the derby. I think Inter risk as much as we risk, so it's a really 50-50 game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's much more closer than people put it. And I don't think that anything about the transfer mercato would have changed anything, Like, who are you gonna? Yeah, honestly, it's almost good that we. I think you mentioned it the other day. Like, we played Juve already, so we don't need to worry about them anymore. Then after we play Inter, we don't have to worry about them anymore. Let's beat them. Let's fucking beat them because we can, and we should beat them.
Yes.
I think it's time to beat them. I think this is a perfect time to beat them, and then we don't need to worry about these guys. So who the fuck cares who they buy? Does it matter? I don't know.
No, no, no.
I don't know. Krunic, the new Brozovic. Renato Sanchez will make our midfield so good. A shame Kessie is going to leave. All right, guys, listen. Anyway, as we were saying earlier, right now the news is all youngsters. It's all about the youngsters. Um, Daniel Maldini has been linked with a loan move to Spal over the last 24 hours, but it's a hypothesis that died very quickly. The youngster will remain at AC Milan, and there's a clear strategy behind that. Okay, what is it then? Spal could have been a good destination for the attacking midfielder, as the Milan-owned striker Lorenzo Colombo plays there. That would have been a good idea. The two could have linked up again, and Spal is Serie B, right? Like you say that these players need to go to Serie B, and that's where they're going to play. The two could have linked up again before after playing a lot together in Primavera. However, according to Gazzetta dello Sport, Milan's strategy on Maldini is clear. They want to keep him and let him grow with the help of experienced players such as Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Oliver Giroud. Now, I did hear Maldini say that. I did hear Maldini actually say those words, that he thinks that his son should be happy because he is learning by with all these players like Ibra, etc., etc. But I didn't know that. I'm not saying that's connected. One could argue that a loan would do him better as it would guarantee playing time, but that isn't always the case. Marco Brescianini is currently on loan at Monza, and he hasn't been getting much playing time at all, which you can read about here. Galliani and Monza. So, Lart, Maldini, what do you think? It is what if you want to balance it out, being in a Milanello training with Ibrahimovic, it seems like his dad thinks that's better. But and the other choice is send him out to Spal and play with Colombo. I think that's a pretty good idea, but no, don't you think that would give him a little bit of scars, a little bit of, put a little bit of scars on that face, Don't you
Yeah,
think?
he needs to go on loan. He needs to go on loan for 2 years, play football, regular football. And the Brescianini example is so wrong, man. It's so wrong. I don't know why they come with these examples. Monza is a Serie A team, basically. Monza can beat the last six teams of the Serie A easily in a game because they are challenging to go to Serie A. So it's a tough team to get some playing
That's
time,
true. Well said. Well said.
and it's a good team. And in my opinion, if Maldini doesn't find space at Spal, so he doesn't convince who is running Spal to play,
Mm,
that means he's not good enough for Milan anyway. So in my opinion, you need to go. Colombo is playing at Spal. He's showing that he's a good player. He's a player that can play for Spal,
yeah.
and he's growing. So Maldini needs to do the same. They need to go on loan.
Yeah, I kind of have that idea also. I kind of have idea also, but well, let's see what happens. All right, here we go. I guess this was it. So Marco Brescianini joined Monza. Um, however, it's not a return to AC Milan that is on the cards, but rather a new loan. Okay, so they might be sending him out on loan again. Uh, So Milan was alarmed, and rightfully so, seeing as they want Brescianini to get more minutes. According to Gazzetta dello Sport, Serie B rivals Como are interested in taking over the loan. Okay, it could be the right solution for all parties. I like it that as the Juve fans are talking about Vlahovic, we're talking about Zakaria, we're talking about our own Kessie, we're talking about Brescianini on loan to Como.
Don't make it worse, man. They
No.
already have a lot to say, so don't give them more material.
That's too funny, man. Okay, yeah. So it could be a good solution for Brescianini. All right. Let's see. What else do we have today? Let's see. Let's see what else we got. Is there anything that happened in the world of football, maybe that is not Milan related, that you thought might be interested?
No, no. The I don't think anything is happening interesting. Favre went to Lyon.
Oh, is has that become official?
Yeah, I think it's official. Yeah.
Wow, nice, good for him. All right, guys, look at this one here. Man City, and this one here goes to a conversation that we were having the other night. And I want to, of course, it's the media. Let's see what the source is. It's Calcio Mercato. Man City scare forced Milan to open talks with Mendes over star renewal. Rafael has been one of the best players in Serie A at the start of the year, and AC Milan are delighted with his recent growth. However, with that comes interest from other clubs, which is why a renewal is in the pipeline. In the 5 games this year, Leao has scored 3 goals and 2 assists for the RossonARI, showing his best qualities on the left flank. As said, this usually doesn't go unnoticed, and it hasn't in Leao's case either. According to calciomercato.com, Paolo Maldini and Ricky Massara have been in talks with George Mendes for several weeks over renewal. And this has, the media also asked him about it. The current deal will expire in 2024, but the interest of especially Man City and other Premier League clubs forced Milan to start working on the renewal. Leao currently earns around 1.5 per year, and the new salary will most likely take him to around 4 million if he chooses to go with this one. Mamma mia, ragazzi. Milan are well aware of his qualities and want to be on good terms with his agent as well. Hence the renewal and pay rise. And also they're doing business with Mendes. But Larry, this is the thing, and I don't want to bring in discussions from other lives and take him here. But we were talking about, players like that Neres guy from Ajax.
Yeah.
Neres went to Shakhtar.
Didn't
Right?
went to Man City.
He's not going to Man City. So Man City is saying, hey, Man City is saying, talking to Mendes, saying, what's going on with Leao? We're in, let's talk about Leao. They're not going to the agent of Neres and asking him. So, and this is something that we have to give credit to the club, the players they choose, and
Yep.
and the work they're doing.
Yeah. 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 Is whatever player we don't buy, people think is the next big thing. And I bet you that all the names that were saying 2 years ago, nothing happened to those players. They are not winning any Ballon d'Or. They are not making any big thing in life. But people were going crazy 2 years ago. Why Milan didn't bought that player? Why Milan didn't sign this player? And now we have these names, Neres and I don't know, Favre, and people are saying, oh no, why we didn't sign these players, Icona and stuff like that. And in 2 years, no one is gonna remember these players. People are
Right.
gonna say, who was that guy? Who was this guy? Why? So, man, please, please, you from your Twitter account, from your YouTube research, shut up. You don't know about football.
And Man City did not go for Boga, you know.
Exactly.
Atalanta went for Boga, not Man City.
No, Man City.
But Man
That's the
City would
thing.
love to have Rafael Leao, though.
Rafa Leao, Man City in few years wants to love to have Tonali. Probably they're gonna come for Benacer. They're gonna ask for Diaz if we sign him. And people are gonna say, "Oh no, why are you selling these players? Don't sell these players." Man, you were the guy that didn't like these players 2 years before. And because people don't remember, but 12 months ago, everyone was saying Leao is lazy, is it doesn't run, and why Auga is not playing, why Auga is not starting 12 months ago. It was 12 months ago. It
Right.
was
Yeah.
so people don't know. People don't know. To going back to this thing about Leao, as I said,
Yeah.
man, it's gonna be simple. If an offer from City comes and they're serious with Leao, they're gonna buy him, and we're gonna get a lot of money
We're gonna get a lot
because
of money from City.
a
Woo!
lot of money from City. A lot of Mendes is gonna make a lot of money as well. It's gonna be a win-win situation for Mendes, for Milan, for Leao, maybe, hopefully,
Yeah.
because I like the guy. I want him to succeed.
Right.
Um, and that's why they're gonna wait for the renewal. But the big offer doesn't come, Mendes is gonna renew with us.
Yes. Now, this is the thing here, and I agree with. I think I agree with you there. I want to pose a question and an idea because I'm just looking at the numbers. So he's making 1.5, right? He's making 1.5 right now, and his contract expires in 2024. So that
Yeah.
is still 3 seasons, etc. 3 seasons. How long do you think it's going to take him to renew? Obviously, right now is too early. Right now is a little bit too early, but do you think he could? He would. Let's. I'm just posing the idea, Larry. Would he be in his interest to ride the contract out? I don't think
No,
so,
no,
right?
no, 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 no.
I don't think so.
Mendes is never gonna do that. He's never gonna wait 2 years and a half for the contract to run out. And Man City as well is not gonna do that. Man City is a serious club. Man City wants to win the next season, not in 2 years.
Exactly.
They're not gonna wait for Leao the contract to run out and
Exactly.
Leao waiting. They care about the development of the player they're buying. So their strategy is I'll buy Leao now. I'll put him under Guardiola, and in 2 years he's gonna be unstoppable for us. He's gonna be the next big thing with Foden and De Bruyne. So they don't lose time keeping Leao 2 years at Milan, running out his contract. They don't do things like that.
I think yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it makes sense for a team like Man City with those kind of ambitions that they're not in the position to do that. So we are kind of in a good position to whether we re-sign him or sell him, a lot of good is going to come out because if we
Yeah,
sell him,
yeah.
it's going to be a lot of money, way more than what we spent, way more, right? And if we renew him, we have a player that is fantastic, and we have set him up. He's so young. We have set him up to do a third contract for the future, where maybe, let's say in the future, if we keep on making the Champions League, we win, we can pay him even more, or maybe
And
that's it. We someone else gets him eventually.
I want to add something to this comment here. People saying, "Oh, Leao is gonna be benched from City." First of all, George Mendes is not the you know, a stupid agent. He is one of the best agents, probably the best agent in the world. So when he talks with City and City to ask him, listen, we are interested in Rafael Leao, he's gonna tell City what you are offering, what are you putting on the table. Are you gonna make sure that Mahrez and Sterling leave so my guy plays? My guy becomes the next big thing at City? Because if you're not guaranteeing me that, he's gonna say it's not a matter of money. AC Milan is gonna give him 4 million. So don't even think about giving me more money. He's gonna get a lot of money. I won't guarantee that he's gonna play, that he's gonna be my next big thing because Ronaldo is gonna retire in 2 3 years, and Leao is gonna be my next Ronaldo because I don't have Erling Haaland and Mbappe. This is gonna be my next Ronaldo, and you have to make sure that he plays a lot of football, that he becomes better than what it is. And if you don't guarantee that to me, he's not gonna move from AC Milan. He's gonna stay at AC Milan because he plays football, attacking football. He's happy there. He's gonna make a lot of money, and maybe I'm gonna make a next move, Barcelona, Real Madrid in a year or 2 years.
Yeah.
So I'm renewing with Milan. So that's what does George Mendes because George Mendes wants Leao to become a big player, and City has to give to guarantee football playing time.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think Mendes is a much more Mendes is much more astute when it comes to the footballing aspect. Raiola is just a fucking pig that just gives all he cares about is money. He doesn't care what happens to his players. All he cares is about money. I do think Mendes is a little bit smarter when it comes to helping his players. And you can see by his players, right? They do great. So much negativity in the poll. What do you think? So I put a poll in the chat, and the poll was this. Let me read it. Let me look at it. Let me see where we're at. Give me a. Will the poor winter transfer market jeopardize Scudetto or top four? So far, 62% have said yes, 38% have said no. So even here, even here, there is this sentiment of doom. Like we fucked up. We fucked up. It's very strange. Very strange. Okay, let's move on to another one. Let's see what else we got. Um, let's see. So there's the idea of maybe starting Rebic again in the game against Inter. So Leao on the left, Giroud striker because Ibrahimovic is not going to be available. Diaz attacking midfielder, and then probably Salamakers on the right. I think you're a fan of this idea, right? You like this idea. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, Rebic striker will be amazing against Inter, especially against Inter, going on a counter, waiting for them. They love to play their football, keep their ball. Their Inzaghi likes to keep the ball more than Conte. So bringing them in that trap and going on a counter would be lovely. And
Yeah, that is true. If you have Leao and Rebic together, you can get some nice counters.
yeah, and if Inter loses against us, clearly people think Inter is gonna lose against Juventus because Juventus bought Vlahovic, so they find all the solution of their problem.
Mm.
So why not Inter risking to go out top four? Because everyone is getting good, they're getting better. So
Right.
so I
The
don't know.
narrative can change. The narrative can change. Yeah, I'm very excited to see this because I think Rebic at this point should be fit. I mean, he's been playing for a long. I mean, he's been not injured for a long time. These 2 weeks, he's had a lot of time to train. So there's no excuse for him to start right away and give a good impact to the team. Him and Leao would definitely create some solutions that maybe we don't have when we have the other two players. But Giroud coming in, maybe later on, put a little bit more muscle there and win those balls, the layoffs. Who would you start on the right? Would you start Messias or would you start Salamakers?
Salamakers, I will start Salamakers. I really believe that Messias is better in the last 20 minutes, half an hour.
I agree. I agree. It makes more sense. It just makes more sense.
Players are more tired. When players are more tired, technical players have an advantage because being technical is a gift. You don't need physicality to show that.
Yeah,
Physical players, they have an advantage when they are fresh because they have more energy than the others. And they give a lot, so they run out of energy pretty quick. You can see that.
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that because I think also that Salamakers, all the running he does, it tires out all the other players that are playing against him.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, and then you bring Messias with the quality. Last 20 minutes, boom. I totally agree with that. Well, on the in the center, so we have Brahim Diaz, we have Krunic, we have maybe Benaceria, maybe Kessie. Who would you play in the attacking midfield position?
Mm, I will play Diaz, man. Diaz. Attacking midfield Diaz, double pivot Benacer Tonali, and Kessie from the bench, coming in from the bench. Rebic, Leao, Rebic as striker, Leao on the left. Of course, Hernandez, Romagnoli, Kalulu, and Calabria. That's perfect. Of course, Tomori is missing, but that's fine. We can beat them. We beat them with Serginho. We can beat them without Tomori.
Kessie is not injured. Kessie will be available to play the game. Yeah, the midfield, it's either Kessie, Tonali, Benacer. I'd be happy with any of those. Put any of those two to start. That's our starters. Like Pioli said, those are our three starters. We'll see what the situation is with Kessie. Maybe this injury will make Pioli not want to play him at first. But Kessie is a special player when it comes to the injury, so we'll see what Pioli decides. Now, as far as the defense, Theo Hernandez completed Mission Impossible. He played against Juve, didn't get a yellow card. He played against Spezia, didn't get a yellow card, and now here he is playing against Inter. How important do you think Theo Hernandez is going to be against Inter? Like, do you think he's going to have a major impact?
First of all, he showed incredible, leadership quality on this, not getting that yellow card and being reliable for 5, 6 games in a row. So that means that the guy is really changing. This renewal is putting him in a different dimension now. He's really thinking about becoming a legend of this club. So he wants to do things perfectly. He's gonna be so important for us against Inter. He's gonna be a key player because he cares a lot about that game. He cares seriously. He's like, I want to win this game. I'm gonna fight until the last minute to win this game. So he's really important. And I'm happy you know, he's fresh, he's not tired, 2 weeks,
Yeah,
healthy. So man, he's so important. Him and Calabria is so important, man.
right. How important has Calabria been of this this journey, this 2 years? And even though Florenzi has been incredible the last games, but you saw that when Calabria came in, he just has this extra thing about him. It's something there. It's the spirit. It's his presence. It's what he does also. But there's something about Calabria that really gives you a lot of confidence that you know that there are going to be people that are going to give everything for the shirt. Like they're going to give them Calabria gives everything for the shirt. To Hernandez Calabria, we're gonna be looking good on the wings. What about Kalulu being, he did great against Juve. I was touting the other day. Kalulu was able to not allow Juventus to take a shot on goal. Also goes to Romagnoli because Juventus didn't take a shot on goal against us. Obviously, Inter's a little bit of a different challenge. How do you think Kalulu is going to do with Romagnoli against the Inter?
It's hard to see it to know that because Inter plays a lot with crosses, and most of the time there is a cross from the left, and the wing from the right scores a goal or creates an assist. So let's say Bastoni or Perisic are crossing, and on the other side, Dumfries is scoring or putting an assist. Or sometimes when Dumfries crosses the ball or another wing crosses the ball, Dzeko and Vidal sometimes and Barella, they go to the box to jump. And that is so hard for a defender to defend, man. Even the best defender in the world, they struggle a lot with those balls because the attackers that have an advantage. He's running through the goal. The defender is staying still, so he has to find the tempo and challenge that, and it's so hard. And that is part of the Inter game. So if we have a game plan that we never allow them or as less as possible to cross, they're gonna do well because on tight
I
spaces,
like that.
on man marking, they are not bad when Lautaro has the ball in his feet. But on crosses, they struggle a bit. So hopefully
True.
uh, the guy that's gonna help a lot is Selemakers and Tonali on one side, Benacer and Leao on the other to cover and make sure they don't have a clear cross, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's a great strategy. It makes sense. Take away that their aerial game, and by stopping their wingers crossing in, you're doing yeah. It's a great strategy to set
Limit,
yourself up.
yeah.
Yeah, to limit the damage and to score and to win, get them on the counterattack. Yeah. Um, So okay, so overall, yeah, Kalulu's, and so you're saying that Kalulu's Romagnoli's performance is going to depend a lot on these other players. They have to help them. They have to help them, and they have
Yes,
to help
yes.
them. It's going to be a team effort. It's definitely going to be a team effort. Okay, so a player that you had mentioned before we started the live, you were saying that there was a little bit of a controversy going on with some Diaz stuff. So Diaz, I do agree with you. I would play Diaz because that creativity, man, football. If you have no creativity in football, football is boring. You have to have a creative player on the field. It's the most beautiful part of football, the creativity, the art, and the Diaz can provide that. I would agree with you. I'd put Diaz up there and let him do his thing for 75 minutes, not 60, 75 minutes. and then maybe depending on how the game goes, you can make your changes. So, Laird, what happened with Diaz there that you were talking about? So, because Diaz right now is targeted, he's a target. He's the scapegoat of AC Milan. So, go ahead. What did you tell me earlier? I was
I
interested.
think basically the club brought out an interview of Brahim Diaz, like what they do, when there is an international break, they just have some interviews with the players. And on social media, the fan went on the comment section and they just insulted the kid. Basically, they were really mean. Most of them were really mean to Brahim Diaz. And that's so bad, man. That's how players at the end they don't renew with us. That's
Yep.
why players at the end they decide to go and stay in the bench for Real Madrid or on loan to Aston Villa instead of staying at AC Milan because fans are just awful. Or that's how when there is a chance to choose between Real Madrid and Milan, they just have that extra motivation to say, I'm leaving this club because when I was down, they didn't care about me. When I was down, when I was playing not at my best, the fans came on my social media and they never gave me the love I needed. So why should I stay here? Why should I fight for AC Milan? That doesn't help. And it's these people, man. These people has done it with a lot of other players. I'm sure they've done it with Calabria when he was not playing well
Oh
two
yeah, of
years ago.
course, of course.
They've done it with Kessie, and now they are crying because Kessie is not renewing. They've done it with all the players, with
Yeah.
all of them.
Right, and
So
as a matter of fact, some of these players, like Kessie, I think he has taken away the comments from the. He only
yes,
has comments like I don't know, like regulated comments or something like that. Yeah, no, I agree, man. This thing about targeting the players and just saying this and these, it's I don't get it, man. I don't get it. There's no good comes from it. No good comes
yeah.
from it.
And I'm a guy that I didn't like his the 2 years Kessie had at AC Milan, the first 2 years. And I'm not so active on social media, on going and commenting under the pages of the players. I'm like, I really don't care. I think they are professionals, and I I'm not even close to what they can do with the ball. So I don't feel like having the right to say anything to them. So I just didn't like him as a football player. But I'm imagining when he was playing so bad at that time, people were being so racist to him probably on the comment section.
Yeah, yeah. Or
People were
in the
being so
stadium.
mean
In,
in the
yeah,
stadium, in the comment section, that he actually stopped that comment section for his post. You cannot
right.
comment anymore,
Yeah,
which is fair enough. And why he wants good for him, man. Now he wants to go get more money, and we treat him like shit when he was not playing well, and and now supporters are crying. Are actually they're blaming Maldini why he's not renewing him.
yeah, yeah. All are great points. All great points, man. Like, so true, so true. Um, yeah, the banter era, man. That was one of the issues I had a lot with the whole. It's like the fans just in the stadium were at that time. Social media was not that crazy. But the stadium just it was like whistles. All you'd hear at the games were whistles and whistles and whistles. And I know the team wasn't performing, but I don't think that does any good. Okay, so Lart, we both agree that Brahim Diaz. I think Brahim Diaz. Pioli said that right now Brahim Diaz is back in his form, and that's why in these past games against Genoa, against Spezia, and against Juve, right? All these games when Brahim Diaz comes, you don't see him on the ground. I don't see him on the ground anymore. Even against Juve, I didn't see him on the ground. And he's faster. He looks much faster than he did a few weeks ago. So, and that's what Pioli said that he got that step back. So, I think Brahim Diaz in these next few games, especially in these games that are going to come up soon, he's going to start killing it. And all these people that are been slandering online, they're going to look really stupid. They're going to look really stupid.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. No, it's not a problem. Brahim Diaz is not our problem, man. We know exactly that is not our problem, and our problem cannot be solved in January. As simple as that.
No, no, no. All right, let's see what else we got here. We have a few more articles to look at. What about this one here? A little bit outside of the world of football, more in the world of politics and regulations and all that stuff. So let's see what this guy says. This guy has been with the team forever. He's been with the team since Lippi. This guy's crazy. All right, AC Milan were forced to play their games against Spezia and Juventus in front of a combined 10K fans due to the new stadium guidelines. Okay, a decision that wasn't received well by the Rossoneri. As Paolo Scaroni, who is on the thumbnail, highlighted in an interview with Gazzetta dello Sport, when the decision was announced, Milan lost a lot of revenue for not being able to sell more tickets. It made matters worse that they had two home games in the 5K period, of course. Speaking to TMW Radio, as cited by Milan News, the former team doctor of Italy, doctor of Italy national teams Enrico Castellacci. Okay, so this guy is a medical guy. Maybe I don't know if it makes sense. Let's see. Shared his thoughts on the temporary decision to limit the capacity to 5K. It made little sense, according to him. He says, I didn't agree with the choice, and I said it clearly. It seemed out of place. I didn't agree. Putting 5,000 people at the San Siro makes you smile. It's taking a step back in terms of both political and a healthy credibility. Wow, he stated. The derby between Milan and Inter should at least host 50% of the capacity, and that is needed for such a big game. It's a shame that the Rossoneri aren't at home and thus won't collect the revenue from sold tickets.
Well, a guy walking in the street knows that. I didn't need a doctor to tell me that.
What's up with this regulation? Like, who made? Like, I think you made a lot of sense about it when we spoke about it a while back. Like, Spezia has a stadium that holds 10,000 people, right? And you're
they're
putting
allowed to put
5,000 people.
5,000,
AC,
50%.
yeah, San Siro has a stadium of what, 80,000? Is it 80? I
Yeah.
think it's 80. What is?
Let's say 75,000.
All right, 75,000, and you're putting 5K. So what is 5K the percent of 75? What is it? Less than one?
8%, 7%, something like that.
7%. Oh yeah, exactly. So
So Venezia or Spezia is getting 50%, and Milan is getting 7%.
Right. Who came up with these? Who comes up with these rules?
Man, that is Italy, man. There is a reason why it's from the being a rich country is now a shit show country. There is a reason.
Yeah.
It's
And guys, this is the reason why these rich people don't come and buy our teams, because of these stupid rules that like this. It's not the first time that they put rules like this that don't make any sense. So this hurt the Milan bank account. This definitely hurt the Milan bank account. Like, quick thing. I need to. So, what do you think our situation is going to be with the transfer budget coming up next season? Where are your thoughts on this? What do you think Milan is going to have? And do you think that Milan is going to have a decent transfer budget? Because some people think that Milan might not have the transfer budget that other people might think we have. Some people think that, let's say, Elliott is not going to invest at all. What do you think?
Oh man, when people think that we're not going to invest at all, it just makes me laugh, man. Makes me laugh because the revenues depend on football achievement in football. That's why it's such a difficult business. And to get football achievement, you need to invest. I'm not saying a lot like the City or PSG or Juventus does, but you still need to invest a decent amount of money. If you want to guarantee yourself in top four, you need to invest a lot in Serie A. You need to invest 60, 70, 80 million every season
Yeah.
to get first of all, for a simple reason, to put 60,000 people on San Siro, you need to put attractive and interesting football players so people buy the season ticket.
Right.
So you cannot just show up there with 5 loans and say, oh, I'm an hedge fund, I'm cutting costs, I'm not buying anyone, and no one is going to show up at San Siro, no one is going to buy the season ticket. So you
Right.
don't make money, and you are there to make money. So what Berlusconi was doing to make money, to put San Siro 60,000 people average, every game, he was buying names, he was buying players, and that's what they have to do as well. They need to buy players. They need to build a team that brings people back to the stadium.
Right. And what brings people back to the stadium is Champions League, because when we play
Champions
the
League.
Champions League, we have people at the stadium, and in order to get to the Champions League, you have to make the team good. You have to spend. Because if, let's say, Elliot fails this Champions League thing, the operation won't make any sense anymore to him. It's going to start going downwards. So now, Laird, so believe that this summer they are going to do some serious investing, and they are going to get some players, and they're going to prepare themselves to possibly win the Scudetto next year, like for real.
Yeah, they're gonna invest serious money, man. Both money is coming. Hopefully, I really like the player. I guess Renato Sanchez probably is gonna be a done thing. I feel like it's like a Magnan thing. So everyone is talking now, and he's gonna come in the summer. So and they're gonna go for a striker for sure. They're gonna go for a striker. I feel like this year Ibrahimovic is not gonna renew. I don't think he's going to renew.
Yeah, that's a big one, man. That's a really big one. Like, what's going to happen with Ibrahimovic? Because he's going to let us know soon. Like, I know Maldini. The report saying that Maldini was started that conversation with him. But Ibra next year. Look, I love Ibra. I fucking love Ibra. I love what he's doing with the team this year, but I feel next year is pushing it. Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm taking it too far, but I feel next year maybe it's just pushing it. Like, I think
No,
next year we need something real. Not real. We need something that can guarantee us 90 minutes every game without getting injured for 2 months at a time.
man, we need a guy that runs 12K a game.
Yes, we need someone that of some. Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's no chance. Ibra probably runs 7 or 8. We need a guy that runs 4 kilometers more than Ibra every game. So
Yeah.
it's important that for a team that runs a lot, that attacks a lot, we need that.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So I'm pretty sure this summer there's going to be some good investments, and then the summer after that one, I think it's going to be crazy. If we make if we make a lose similar to last year, like 90 to 100 million loss, we can't expect to sign both Sanchez and Botman. But right now we are in a much better financial situation than last year, so we're not making that loss. We're not making that loss.
Guys,
Actually,
we're not make. Yeah, sorry. Go finish.
no, just real fast. I was actually looking at something today. Like, when Elliot got this club, the debt was 400 million, and right now it's bringing it down. It's kept on going down. The debt has kept on going down, so the losses keep on going
Yeah,
down.
the losses are less because the revenue are higher now. So before we were making 90 million losses and our revenue were 240, something like that. Now our revenue is gonna go 320, and our losses are gonna go lower because we cut the cost as well. We are not keeping anyone in the. We got rid of Donnarumma contract, Akan contract. We got rid of a lot of contract, Conti contract, um, you name it. A lot of player got we left. So and we got TV rights from Champions League. We're gonna sell tickets next season for the full stadium. Sell more t-shirt, more shirts, more merch. So the loss is gonna go almost zero. And when Milan is gonna have is gonna run that makes 400 million and spends 400 million, so the losses are zero every year. That is a successful business for Elliot.
Yeah, right. And that's what makes a business successful, to run it that way. So I definitely see that they're going to try and do that, and eventually they're going to sell to someone who is going to invest also. So um yeah, I am also quite confident with seeing just how things are going and just the numbers, that it's going that direction. It's it is, but this Vlahovic thing just destroyed everything. Vlahovic, has destroyed the mental space of a huge part of Milan fans. And I'm not saying the Milan fans that we interact with, okay? I'm not talking about vote. I'm not talking about the crew. I'm talking about in Italy. In Italy, like it's crazy in Italy. It's absolutely crazy what I'm seeing.
Yeah, the crew is fine, man. The crew have their own ideas. Everyone has to have different ideas, you know. It's nice to have an exchange. But the community, we're talking about the community, the people in Italy are going mental.
Yeah.
And a lot of people actually, even around the world, AC Milan supporters around the world on Twitter that
Right,
follow
right.
us, they are going a bit crazy. Especially the first day, the first 2 days, they were like panic attacks. They were like, "We're dead. We're gonna relegate from Serie A." That was the feeling. Felt like we're dead. Now they're understanding slowly, slowly, but still there is panic. We're gonna be fine, man. We're gonna be fine. I just want Maldini to send me a check because I'm trying to convince people he should be doing that.
They need a better PR team, man. Lart,
Fucking
are you? That's what you should do. You should start the PR company for AC Milan.
fucking hell, probably, man.
um,
Jesus Christ.
Ibra will want regular football till the end of the year for his World Cup chances. I don't think he can get it at Milan. I really don't. I don't know. Vlahovic to Juve, get a Milan fans panties in a bunch. Ibra can play all the games in the season. All right, so let's see what other reports we have here that we probably missed today. Um, nothing really. Okay, nothing really as far as big signings. Injuries. We know Tomori is not going to play for the Derby. I mean, this is what the messaging is. This is what the communication is when players of the club have been asked. Tomorrow is not playing against Inter. Ibrahimovic has this problem with his with his tendon. Sorry, Achilles tendon again. So it's a recurring thing now, and we got to watch out for it because if it pops, it's done. We lost him. We lost him forever because he's never coming back to play football if his Achilles tendons pops. So I think it's a good idea probably not to play him against Inter since we have 4 months to go. Just get that
Yeah.
thing whatever cured. Um, yeah. So injuries right now, knock on wood, not the worst. Not the worst. Well, Kjaer Tomori, pretty bad, but we've seen worse. Did you see this report that came out, Larry, saying that we, on average, this team has 6 injuries per game on average?
Yeah, man, I know. That's crazy. I would love if you see the average of the other teams, probably they have like 2 injuries per game, an
Yeah.
average, you know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
love to get that level, man. The average of every Serie A team.
Mm, right.
If I check the average, Inter is going crazy. Inter is like having zero every game. That is, I'm not asking for that. I think that is incredible. I'm asking for normality. Two
Right.
injuries a game.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Even normality would be
It would
great
be a
because
great achievement.
right. And to be fair, we did with all the injuries we've had this season, we've done really well. We've done really well.
We've done
So
four points less than Inter.
4 points less than Inter, right? And let's also not forget that 3 of those points were stolen from us, stolen.
Yeah, true, man.
Let's not forget that. I think another thing that you said recently that I think is so true. That Spezia game has completely obfuscated reality right now, and it's part of the reason why the Milan community is so upset because at the end of the day, we're when you look at the scoreline, you don't see the referee's mistake. You see 2-1 Spezia. But that referee mistake was very real. It was very real. Christian
Yeah.
Pazmini says, I want doctors instead of players this summer. 6 injuries per game, and you guys are okay with this mercato. We definitely put the top 4 race in the air. Hmm. How do you fix that with a mercato, though? I mean, I think even.
Okay.
Go ahead, yeah.
I'll make it clear for people because they don't understand. We have a 22 players team. So if we get 6 players injured every week, an average, that means it's like having 25%, I would say, of the team always injured every week. So if you buy more players, so let's say from 22 you become a 30-player team. Instead of having 6, you're gonna have 8 to keep always a 25. So it doesn't matter, guys. It's the same
That's
issue
exactly
again.
what I was thinking. Like I was thinking, it doesn't matter. It's not a matter of the players. It's something's going on there. It's something that's going on there because it
Tomori
happened.
comes back and we are done. We are perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you. Yeah, no, I agree. You buy other players. We still have this problem with injuries. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We need to buy the ref. I'm guys. I'm all about buying the referees. I'm all about that lifestyle. So I would totally do it. And doctors first. We don't need another 8 players. All right, let's go to some more. Let's see reports that have come out recently. Fiorentina set to beat to signing of striker. Okay, so Fiorentina has been pretty strong on the market. Of course, they sold Vlahovic, but they got Piontek, they got Cabral, they got Icone. So Fiorentina, with this sale of Vlahovic, are making themselves a pretty good squad, I would say. I wonder how Piontek is going to do. So this is a player here. Let's see. The Peñarol striker, age 20, scored 23 goals for the Uruguayan side in all competitions last season, which ended in December. It's not hard to understand why he has attracted the interest of several big clubs. Those are great numbers. According to CalcioMercato.com, Milan have followed him with great interest in the past and had a meeting with Alvarez's agent a few weeks ago. However, it appears that Fiorentina are one step away from securing the striker. They have been in talks with the agent since December, and a 5-year contract has now been agreed on. La Viola have tabled a 10 million offer plus bonuses for Peñarol, and he would also remain at the club until the end of Serie A season. The deal could even be closed this weekend, per the report. This makes things even worse, Laird. Fiorentina is beating us in the transfer market.
Of course, they know that. They are
The
beating us.
they,
Maldini made an offer, but Fiorentina won. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
we are think the more this transfer market goes forward, the more things are getting worse. Like the more things are getting worse.
I can't wait to finish, man. They're
Right.
gonna cry for another week, and that's it. After that, I mean, if we lose the derby, they're gonna cry crazy for 2 weeks. So
Yeah. And honestly, guys, there's also that possibility that at the last day something might happen. There's always that possibility. Who knows? But if that doesn't happen and we lose at the derby, I still think we have what it takes to fight till the end. I think I'm not even that is not going to really uh
imagine signing Berardi in the last day of the market.
oh shit, guys, come on. That'd be too much. That'd be too good. We have 21 players, not 22. Who is substituting Cam? Do you have an answer? Lart, so the Cam situation. A lot of people talking about this Cam. We need 2 Cams. Brahim Diaz needs competition. I mean, I don't think it's wrong. Like, I think it'll be great to have 2 Cams. Um, what do you think we should? That's something that we should get. What's your position on this statement? Pretty much.
I don't know, man. Sorry for the voice. Uh, he has competition in that position, man. You can play Rebic, you can play Leao, you can play Kessie, you can play Benacer, you can play Messias, you can play Selemakers, you can play, according to Pellegatti, Ibrahimovic in that position. So you can play a lot of players in that position. But clearly, Pioli prefers Brahim Diaz. He
Mm,
wants Brahim Diaz in that position. And he wants a guy that is better than Brahim Diaz in that position. And a
mm,
guy that is better than Brahim Diaz in that position is Bernardo Silva,
mm.
uh, Prime Isco,
Right.
whatever guys, Milinkovic Savic, a 50, 60 million euro player is better than Brahim Diaz. 15 million euro coming from Russia or from France is
No
not
chance.
better than Brahim Diaz.
No
So
chance. No chance.
it's so hard to understand this concept, guys. You want a better player than Brahim Diaz that brings competition to Brahim Diaz, you have to spend 40 million.
Yep.
You have to bring a serious attacking midfielder, not a guy that is no one.
And who's selling? Who's selling their best attacking
Who,
midfielders right now? Nobody is selling
yeah,
them.
who is selling those amazing attacking midfielder? Lazio, I think, has two, as the Serbian guy and the Spanish guy or Brazilian. I don't know. Uh, Napoli has one as well. I'm not disagreeing with that. Dybala is good as well, but this
Oof.
guy is gonna cost you a lot of money in contract or fee. So stop with this. Where is the second cam? The second cam with the money you guys want to spend is at the level of Maldini. It is. He's gonna take him 6 months just to understand uh, how it works San Siro and how hard it is to play
Yeah,
with
yeah.
in
I
San
agree,
Siro.
man. I agree, dude. I totally agree, man. If you want to get someone better than Diaz, you have to pay a lot of money, and nobody's selling that. Um, and if you're going to spend that kind of money, you're going to get someone that's just going to be on the bench, and Diaz is going to be above him. I mean, Diaz is going to be
Yeah.
above him at this point. Uh, but obviously, guys, hey, at the same time, I'm pretty sure that if, let's say, an attacking midfielder comes on the end of the transfer market, we're going to be happy and we're going to be like, okay, let's see how this turns out. But yeah, I agree that I don't see it being this huge problem. I don't see it being this huge problem. Okay, so let me see here. So the Renato Sanchez idea, that can be a good idea as a cam. Yassin Ali is somewhere in between a cam and a midfielder. I think the Krunic kind of thing. Our next cam would be another no-name player like Lazetic. We saw those highlight videos of Lazetic. Holy shit, that kid is good, huh? He's special. That
Yeah,
kid
he's
is
good,
special.
man. It's a good deal. We did a good deal. I think that's why Maldini was working so hard on getting rid of Pellegrini. He wanted to close the deal with this guy. He was like, "What the fuck? I'm gonna do with Pellegrini? Let's find a way. Let's buy him and send to Torino. Do something."
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
when the things unlocked, we went straight away for this kid. And I like because no reporter was mentioning him before. Everyone was convinced that Milan wanted to buy Pellegrini. You know what I mean?
Right,
So all
right,
the
right.
reporters were. So Maldini did something, and he said in an interview, "We are aiming players that no one is talking about. No one knows actually where they are and who they are."
Yeah,
So all the names about the defenders. Do you remember how many names we heard about the defenders? They
right.
didn't go for none of them.
Yep.
So they are
Yeah, yeah.
doing well. They're doing well. I
And
like
you know,
that.
and we'll see what the fruit of this operation will be. But like, let's say this is a thing that, like, we paid Leao 22 million, right, or 27 million, something like that. Something like that. We
Yeah,
saw it in
good.
the report the other day, was 20 something million. But today, if you want to get Leao today, if let's say Man City gets their right winger, left winger injured, or Liverpool gets, they want a player, they need emergency, two players injured for the rest of the season, they want to buy Leao today. That's 100 million.
Yeah,
That's 100 million.
it
But they're
is.
not
It
they're
is.
not going to spend 100 million on any other player, but they are going to spend 100 million on Leao. So maybe Lazetic is going to be the same. We spent 5 million on this guy in 5 years and 4 years. If a team needs him, they're going to spend 40 million.
Yeah,
This,
yeah, yeah.
this,
It's gonna happen.
yeah. Ali, Lart. Ali is looking good. This is another operation here. Ali is taking charge of Bordeaux. They're saying that he's being the captain. He's taking in charge of this team. He had a great game against PSG. Man, these
Yeah,
guys know what they're doing. These guys know what they're doing. Okay, let's see. The kid you've assigned from Brazil had crazy highlights too. Where is he now? Highlight videos don't mean shit for me. But you can see what the potential is of someone. And then, I mean, I think Juve right now is not the best example because I don't think any striker with no experience can come to Allegri's side and get space. Allegri is not capable of doing that. Allegri doesn't even is too narcissistic to do that. Allegri said that he thinks that all youngsters should go and play in Serie B, and he doesn't even want to waste time with them. Allegri's you get another coach that the Caio Georgia guy is probably does much better.
You
Um,
know, let's see what the Juventus is going to do, man, because a lot of people are talking that they solved their problem, now they're back and stuff like that. A
yeah,
new circle is starting, a new era is starting for Juventus. Let's see. I'm not sure about that. It's not easy to build a winning team or a team that is consistent. Let's see that.
look, he is trying to build a team from the defense first, right? And but it doesn't matter because even when Higuain even when Higuain was at Bobo Vieri's thing, he said, when I played under Allegri, that team was a win that was winning the Scudettos and was going far in the Champions League. He was saying that he was playing in the midfield for Allegri. Higuain, the
Mm.
number 9, was
Yeah.
playing in the midfield. So I don't see a Juve doing that much, guys. I don't see Juve being this team that is going to play this amazing football in these next years. I see Milan teaching Juve a lesson on how to approach this game in these upcoming years. I think Juventus had their time. They did 11 years. They had 11 years where they had their time. Now it's time for the other guys. Now it's time for the other
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, and you rebuild when you're winning, not when you are completely dead. Um, that's something I like about this management. It gives me the feeling that even if we win titles, they're still gonna go for youngsters. They're still gonna go and buy the young players. They're still gonna be thinking about which player to buy and not go for the big name. Always buy something functional for the team, not like a big star. And that is important if you want to be always on top of your game. They are managing our team like City and Liverpool are managing their team. Van Dijk, Salah, Mane, they were names, but not the biggest stars when they bought them, and they won everything. City the same. De Bruyne, when they bought De Bruyne, he was a good player, but no, it was not a name. No one was going crazy about him, and he became De Bruyne. And all these players, Mahrez, Sterling, not a, was a big name, was a good name, but not the best guy, and they bought him. So they buy players that are not the first or the second choice in the world, but they still functioning pretty well on their system.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Definitely. Let's see here. Now Mustafa, I want to answer Mustafa. He's saying, I'm not saying this kid is no good because Mustafa is saying those videos of him, he's playing against defenders in Serbia. Italy's a whole different game. But I think that Maldini and Co. know what it takes to play in Italy. And I think that if they think this player can play in Italy, and you can kind of see it. And the reason why you say that is because this player is double the size of everybody he's playing in the Serbian league. So in Italy, he's going to have big guys and strong guys, but he's going to have the strength to push him off, and he's going to have the strength to, and he's a good football player too. I think in Milanello, in this environment, he can grow potentially to be a great player for the Serie A, because physically this guy is a beast. He is a beast. He's 18. He's 18. He's a fucking beast. Um, but of course, Mustafa, I'm not saying I'm expecting him to score 20 goals this season. I'm not expecting much from him this season. I'm just looking at this in the future. Maybe 2-3 years, we'll start to see. Maybe sooner, but I'm guessing 2-3 years is when we start to see consistency out of him. Because he's only 18. He's only 18. Um, what do you, after seeing those highlights, what is your opinion? Because I think you asked, what didn't you ask, Larry, how many goals you think he's going to score in that live? Where do you see him? How do you see him developing? And what are your, or your overall thoughts on this operation from a technical side, from the footballing side.
Yeah. So the way when I watch highlights and I give an evaluation to the player, especially to a really young player, so 15, 16, up to 19, 18. So if you are really talented and you are two, three levels above who is playing around you, and what do? You get the ball, you dribble, you do those things, and you score goals. In my book, you're not a good player. In my book, when you go with the grown-ups, they're not gonna allow you to dribble and do incredible things. So your game is gonna stop there. But if you are there, you're 16, 18, you're playing with your with your level, and you are above them, but still you stop the ball and you pass the ball, you do the run, you play like a grown-up. So you follow the system of a team. So you don't show off, you don't dribble three players and score, but you actually hold the ball and wait for the number 10 to come, and you pass the ball and you do the run and he gives you the ball. That means you're ready for grown-ups, because that's what you're gonna do with the better defense. You're gonna give the ball to number 10 and do the run, and you have the quality to do that. So I think he's ready to play at the Serie A level for AC Milan. Of course, not as a starter, and he's gonna do well because he already knows how to play as a grown-up player. When you see him play, you think this dude has been playing for 10 years professional football, because he does it like a professional player. He doesn't dribble three or four players and scores a goal. He passes the ball.
He plays football. He plays football.
He
He
plays
doesn't.
football.
Yeah.
He goes to the wing. I've seen him in those highlights. He goes to the wing and he crosses the ball, man. He crosses the ball. And his mate is missing the chances, but he's playing. He's doing the right thing in every point of the of his game.
Yeah, and he's actually a great technically. He's really good. Larry, but you did say something that I don't know if I want to see it first. You think that he's ready already to get in the Serie A and have somewhat of an impact? Let's say, like, what kind of impact are you expecting him to have? Let's say his first game, his first his first 5 games or 6 games. That is something that I don't know. I can't see. I can't see in the future. I'm more like John C. You can't. I'm like John Cena in this one. I can't see what he's going to be. My impression is just teenagers. I don't have much faith in teenagers, to be honest with you. Um, I don't think teenagers are ready to play that kind of level. But you think he can? You think he can right
I
away?
think he can. I think Pioli, if Pioli is gonna give him trust, if I see Pioli playing him, I think he's gonna be impactful because Pioli knows a lot about youngsters. If Pioli plays the youngsters, he thinks the youngsters can have an impact.
Yeah.
So Pioli played Kalulu. You remember Pioli played
True.
Kalulu
True. Kalulu. Yeah. Yeah.
because, of course, we had injuries at that time. But he says, you know what, this guy can play. He didn't put Kessie, for example, a midfielder, as a center back and cover. Put a more experienced player out of position. He put Kalulu, and Kalulu performed. And he's doing with a lot of other youngs. He's putting Brahim Diaz every game because he knows he can perform. He trusted Calabria in the beginning straight away. He trusted Salamakers straight away, and he's playing Salamakers every game. Leao, Pioli loved it. Leao the entire season. Leao played as a
Oh
striker,
yeah.
as a
Yeah.
left wing,
Fuck.
as a number 10. He
Pioli
didn't
loves him.
care. He trusted Leao. Everyone thought Leao was lazy. Pioli trusted him
I
and played him.
criticize Pioli for that, but you're right. Pioli fucking trusts Leao with his life.
So if I see Pioli going for a change like Lazetic coming in the last 15 minutes, I think Pioli thinks this guy is ready. This guy can give an impact, and he's gonna play. And probably he's gonna tell the management, "Listen, I want this guy to play more next season. So make sure you get rid of one of these players because I want him to play more minutes next season."
Mm,
So let's see what Pioli says. And if Pioli thinks he is allowed to play, he can score goals. He's gonna score goals. He's gonna
right, right.
score goal. He can have a similar impact, Pato had. And when I say similar, I'm thinking like if you give him chances, he scores goals. He's not gonna be incredibly skillful like
Now,
Pato.
Lard, let me ask you something because that's a big statement. saying that he's going to be like Pato. He can be like Pato. But if he does become like Pato, holy shit, the media is going to go crazy. What are the chances, Bo, that he is that kind of signing? Like, really, for you? Like, I mean, are you wishful thinking, or do you really believe it?
And, I think I really believe it. I think they're gonna see him how ready he is physically. Because technically we saw him. He is really good
He's really
technically.
good technically.
He is good at stopping the ball, passing the ball. He is good at the vision, turning around, you know. So physically, if he's physically he has the standards of Gabbia, of Kalulu, so players that are almost close to his age, if he has those physical ability, he can start. He can start.
Like, it is true that when you look at this guy, he has a body of a 25-year-old. He's big, and he's not. Teenagers, even tall teenagers, are very skinny. They don't have mass. But this guy
Yeah.
at 18 has already muscle mass, and he's tall. He's tall as fuck. Uh, Look, I really hope if that happens, I'll be shit, dude. I don't know what I would. I'll fly to Milano right now and give Maldini a big kiss on the cheek because that would make him a genius. But let's see what happens with that. Lazetic, I think, is a good signing overall. Um, Roback also looked very good against Genoa, Mustafa. That's what you're talking about. A few minutes, you saw him a few minutes against Genoa in the Coppa Italia. He looked excellent in the Coppa Italia. I agree. He looked very good. He was. There's a word in Italian, era pimpante. He was working hard. He was on it, and he had good touch of the ball. Red John is here. What's up, Red John? Red John yesterday was on the live. We had a good conversation. He seemed a little bit more easy to talk to. Pioli trusted lean and trusted. Wait, what?
Leao.
Um,
Leao.
what? See, Red John always wants to create drama, man. Always pushing. And then they say I do it. I mean, you see, I'm being nice now. Red John comes here and he says Pioli trusted Leao and benched Messi just to play. Freaking Red John. I wish Lazetic the best. I also want to see more of Roback. We got Eastbourne in the house. Milan have contacted Cesena for Tommaso Berti, the 18-year-old midfielder. All right. Look, as far as transfer market stuff, I'm not seeing much else here. There was this idea of the two Dutch players, which could be an interesting article. Maybe we can finish on that and then move on to the Serie A and world football, etc. But so I don't want to read this, but we can just look at the headlines and just maybe spend 2 words on this. Messias must do more to convince Milan the cost of a permanent stay. So let's see. I mean, we don't need to read this. We know what this article. Maybe let's look at the numbers actually. As reported by CultureMercato.com, the Rossoneri paid 2.6 million for the season-long loan that brought Messias to the club. They buyout clause is set at 5.4, and there's also 1 million in bonuses, meaning the total cost could be around 9 million. Messias knows that he needs to do more to convince Milan to spend the extra 5.4 in the summer, especially since a right winger of high caliber could arrive. It's a player that would be interesting to follow after the break, in other words. Now, what are the chances of Messias staying? Because I think if there are opportunities on that right wing, like for a Berardi or a Ziyech or I don't know, any of these players that maybe we think are worth the money. Do you see them saying, okay, I'm sorry, Messias, but we're going to go with this guy? Or do you think they're going to stick with Messias and add him on to? Maybe Messias can be the third, like Castillo is the third. I don't know. What is your opinion on Messias?
If we add Berardi, he's gonna stay. Yeah, Messias is gonna stay. Still, still gonna stay because when you're thinking to add Botman, Sanchez, Berardi, and let's say a striker, a 30 million, 40 million striker, your plan is to compete for Coppa Italia, Champions League, and Serie A. So you need a lot
I
of
like
players.
that. I like that. Yeah. Okay.
So you need almost three players in each position, you know. So yeah, definitely he's gonna stay, and Florenzi is gonna stay. I think Balotelli is gonna leave, and we're gonna find someone better.
Now, Balotelli is someone that we bought. It's not a loan. It's
Yeah,
someone.
no, we're gonna
We could
send
sell
him
him.
on loan. We're gonna
Oh, send him
tell
on
him,
loan. Yeah, maybe a
yeah,
loan would be good for him. Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna tell him, listen, I don't think you're still ready for Serie A. What do you think going on loan to have a season with less pressure and come back maybe and fight for the spot of staying in the team and go for another player? We need somebody in the left that is like Florenzi, that he has a
Yeah.
lot of experience
Yeah, that'd be nice.
and performs the way Florenzi performs, and he's happy to stay in the bench because
S-
Theo
I-
Hernandez is the option.
And you also mean it in terms of financial, like a loan with a small fee kind of thing,
Exactly.
because you don't want to spend that money there. You want to spend the money on other positions. But yeah, like a Florenzi kind of operation, it would be an upgrade to Balotelli for sure. Send Balotelli out on loan, bring in like an experienced international player that maybe is 30, 31, 32.
Yeah, I would love to have a guy like Marcos Alonso, but he has a high wage, and I don't think his contract is expiring soon from Chelsea.
Yeah, Alonso. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
think,
yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
I think he would be happy to stay in the bench, play less, but depends. There is a lot of these type of players. They are not young anymore, and they're happy to stay in the bench and play a bit less and still perform.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it would be a good idea that one. Casillero still has another year, and it looks like we can't offload him. It is true that we have been because we had this almost operation in Valencia that got cut off. Sampdoria, Giampaolo, he doesn't want to go. It looks like we're stuck with Casillero, at least until the summer. What are the positives? Are there any positive things that you see out of this, or do you think it doesn't matter? Like, what's your opinion on Castillo in this situation?
I say it, man.
Football
Casiego is
in
one.
terms. I'm talking about football, not contract. Football in terms for us.
He's good as a third choice. I think uh, if he stays another year, if he doesn't move next summer, we still cannot buy a right wing. We cannot buy a right wing, guys. It's the Elliot House rule. That's the rules, man. You need to get the player out to put in one in.
Mm,
No matter what, no matter that player what it is.
yeah, yeah,
Somebody
yeah,
goes out to somebody to get in. But he's good. He's good to keep him.
yeah. For now, yeah, yeah. Actually, Lart, you weren't available these past days, so there was this idea of Kulusevski maybe joining AC Milan. It looks like this operation is not going to happen anymore. It was something that started one day and died out the same night. But it looks like Juve tried to offer Milan Kulusevski and give us a deal obligation to a loan with obligation to buy. So a lot of people were excited of the prospect of seeing Kulusevski, but the obligation to buy, I don't know. I had a little bit of issues with that, especially because it's a big price. It's something like 30 to 40 million. What do you think? If do you think this would have been a good operation, or is it a good operation? What do you think?
Um, it's a bad operation, and I like the player a lot. And I'll explain you two reasons why it's a bad operation. First of all, you are giving 30 million to Juventus, and you are helping them to offload a player that is not useful for them. So you are helping a competitor, a direct competitor for that top four, and you shouldn't do that.
Mm,
So when you do a deal, it has to be a good deal just for you, especially when you're doing a deal against with Inter or Juventus. They are direct competitors. So that's a big no. Technically, of course, it's valuable, but because it comes from Juventus, you are giving 30 million to Juventus cash,
mm,
and you're getting a player that is not useful for them. So never, never do something like that. Never.
mm. Yeah, I didn't look at it from that perspective, but you're right. I mean, we're more so helping Juve than helping ourselves.
Exactly. And other people, or you remember when people say, "Oh, why we don't get this guy Diallo from PSG for 25 million?" Fuck you. They got our best goalkeeper in the last 100 years for free, and we are giving them 25 million for their wastage. Are you nuts? I mean, I mean, do you have a spine on your backbone to actually stay straight and be a bit proud of yourself? Stop giving money to PSG and buying their wastage, man.
Mm,
Stop with this bullshit talk. No, 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 no.
yeah, and they have a lot of money also, so it's not.
Exactly. You're giving 25 million. Oh man, I don't understand this thing.
So Raul brings back the situation about Diaz. We're talking about the substitute for Tel, but we don't talk about the substitute for Diaz. I guess we already talked about that one today. The youngsters like Lazetic, Maldini should be sent on loan, playing time. Players like Pinamonti at Empoli doing good. Esposito, Aguame are performing well. I think Isborn, Lard, and I already touched on this, and we agree with the sentiment about sending young players on loan. Lazetic, I guess we're going to see. He's definitely not going to go on loan right now, even though there was a team that wanted him on loan right away. The day we bought him, there was a team that asked for Lazetic on loan. I think it was. Did you hear about this, Lart? Do you remember what team it was? I don't remember.
I think it was Sampdoria. No.
I think so too. I think it was Sampdoria. Yeah, yeah, I think it was Sampdoria. Yeah. Kulusevski, Bentancur to Tottenham, and Zakaria to Juventus. It looks like Juventus is going to go in for another midfielder. But Zakaria is like a defensive midfielder, right? Are you familiar with him?
No. But I'm
I,
familiar with the fact that I always said that Betancourt was a shit player and they got rid of him straight away.
they want to get rid of him.
So
He's not performing right now. He really isn't.
he's so bad,
He's
man.
not
Even
performing.
Allegri doesn't like him, and Allegri is happy with a random butcher in the midfield.
Right. No, like, look, this is something to say about Kulusevski and Bentancur. Also, another thing that maybe I wanted to add to what you were saying. If Allegri thinks that Kulusevski doesn't have a personality to play at Juventus, we shouldn't need a player. We don't need a player that doesn't have a personality to play at Juve. Because I think if you don't have the personality to play Juve, you're going to struggle at Milan as well. Of course, the competition is different, but I don't like that fact. I just don't like that fact that Allegri thinks this player doesn't have a personality, he doesn't have the talent, so let's offload him. Yeah, you're right. In the end, we'd be helping them. That's good for us. Juve won't come after Kessie then. Kessie. Well, we have a few more days to see whether or not Kessie is staying in the winter transfer market or not. Juve are getting good money now. Selling players to PL means big money. That's a good point. Those EPL teams have lots of money to spend. Guys, okay. So as far as Milan goes, there was one more article that I wanted to look at before moving on to towards the last things, which was this player that Milan is looking at. I don't know if you heard about him, Lart.
Who is it?
This guy right here. There you
Ah,
go.
the yeah, is Dutch, yeah?
Dutch guy, never heard of them. But he does play for a national team. I like that. I don't know if that's the under 21s or what. Let's see. Marco Lazetic could have been the only signing for Milan this month, despite the defensive needs, which won't go down well with the fans. For the summer, however, the story will most likely be different. Okay, let's go on to this other player, though. Milan are very focused on the summer window and they have already identified a few top targets for that window. As per Gazzetta dello Sport, so we're talking about Laudiza. Laudiza is is reliable somewhat sometimes. They have their they have set their sights on Dutch duo for the defense and attack. The duo consists of Sven Botman and Noah Lang. The former has been heavily linked with RossonARI this month, but the operation isn't possible until the summer. As for the Club Bruges striker, he's been on the radar for quite some time. I do not know this player. I was curious if you knew about him. I don't know much about him. Um,
He played Champions League football this season with Bruges.
oh, okay.
Um, um, if I'm not wrong, I think he beat. He played really well against PSG, Man City, so he impressed a lot.
Okay. Look at what Joel is saying. I love Now Langroy. You should check out his highlights. He came out of Ajax Youth Academy. Yeah, okay. Did you see him? Did you see him play, Larry, or not?
No, I haven't seen him play. Uh, Sorry guys. I'm pretty sure he's a good player because he's a good academy and total football they want players that are technically and physically prepared. So and he's playing Champions League football, he's playing regular football, so he's
Gotcha.
definitely a good player.
Mm,
But he's gonna cost. I guess he's gonna cost money.
mm.
And I
Okay.
don't know if what type of striker he is, to be honest.
Yeah, guys, sorry, I'm not gonna do the highlights because last time I did highlights we got copyrighted, so whatever.
So we
Understand.
got a copyrighted the last time, yeah?
Yeah, we did. So at least for the Milan dailies, we're not gonna do highlights anymore on Milan Daily. If we do a live that we fucking just destroy with our words, then who cares? But at least for a Milan daily, let's avoid that. Maybe I mean we should avoid it in general. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
If now Lang arrives and probably Leao is going to leave, they might sell him if he's not planning to renew his contract. Okay, they compare him a lot to Neymar. Okay, wow. We need a right wing. That's it. Someone needs to GTFO. Damn. Let's watch some highlights. Oh, I already read that. He literally took the ball off Messi in that UCL game. Okay. Oh, right. Bruges played against PSG. We need a playmaker more than a right wing. He plays left wing and striker. Okay. So our very informed friends in the chat are helping us out here. Okay, guys. So as far as Milan news for the day, we're done with that. Let's look at the official things that have happened today. We're going to look at all the live feed of the Gazzetta dello Sport and see what the other teams are doing. We're going to talk a little bit about the Serie A, a little bit about world football, and then we're going to end the stream. So let's, of course, look at. But this is why. This is why fans in Italy get angry because look at this propaganda. This picture is just propaganda, nothing else. It's just propaganda.
Oh man, I love it. You know what? I should just buy that Gazette. I should ask my dad and go and buy that copy to just keep it
Wow. Imagine.
just as a memory. And every time somebody talks to me about the transfer market, I just show that, and everyone should shut up probably because I don't think it's gonna end up the way people think it's going to end up. All these things.
Hey, Lart. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Let's see in the future. This picture is going to make a lot of people laugh, I think. But look at this. Zaccaria alla Juve, fatta per Kulusevski al Tottenham. Kulusevski is going to Tottenham.
Yeah, is an option to buy that can become obligation. Is a loan, 5 million euro loan with the option to buy. And I think if he scores a certain amount of goal, assist, and he plays, it becomes or maybe I think if Tottenham finish top four, it becomes an obligation to buy something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Gotcha.
It's
All right. Well, yeah,
let's
Kulusevski, I
see.
think it's better for him personally over there. So no problem. No problem. Inter got Caicedo, this player that helped Lazio do really well last season, coming off the bench. So Inter this market got Caicedo, got Gossens. I don't know what other operations they did, but okay. So Verona official Prazalek. We don't really care too much about that. Let's see if there are any juicy Vicenza with a loan deal. Lecce. Let's look at any juicy stuff. Salernitana, Barcelona. Adama Traore comes back to Barcelona. Are you familiar with Adama Traore?
They actually bought him.
Il Barcellona ha annunciato il ritorno di Adama Traore in prestito fino a fine stagione. So loan until the end of the season from Wolverhampton. The club
Wow.
has the option to buy him. Yeah, I don't know much about him, but Barcelona, they're a headlining team. Tell me about him, Larry.
Oh, he's good. He's good, man.
Yeah.
He's a good player. They got him back. That is madness.
Mm.
That is, man, see how attached they are, the football players of Cantera, man. They come back no matter what.
Oh, he
They
was
dri
a Cantera player.
he, yeah, he grew up on the La Masia or Cantera, I don't know how they call it, of the Barcelona, and at the age of 18, he left, 17, he left on loan, or they sold him basically. They just sold him, and he came
Mm.
back. The moment Barcelona calls him back, he's like not even thinking a second. He
Oh,
refuses a lot of offers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah, totally. So I think I know who you're talking about. This is that super muscular guy, right?
Yeah, the super
The
pacey guy on the wing, right wing, but he can play on the left as well. Sometimes he plays as a
Gotcha.
false nine. Really powerful. I think he can do well with Xavi. He can do well.
Okay. Yeah, I've only seen pictures of this player because apparently he looks like a WWE wrestler. And also his body transformation in the years has been crazy. But I've never seen him play. So he's a good player. Okay. There you go.
He looks like a American football player.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. He looks like an
He
American
has
football player.
pace. If you put him all the gears, he's completely fine to run on the wing, a
Mhm.
receiver, you guys call it.
A receiver, right? And he has that body to withstand those
Yeah.
blocks. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Inter are literally the Lazio, De Vrij, Correa, Caicedo, Inzaghi. I can see more players from Lazio to Inter in the future. Hope it's not SMS. Mm, I agree, but I hope it's not him either. Thinking of Wills, Moutinho would be the cheap option compared to Bernardo. Moutinho, the Portuguese guy?
He's old, man.
Yeah, isn't he going towards? He's like a Ibrahimovic, right? Like, or
No,
even
he's around 31, I guess.
31. Oh, that's not
Yeah.
too bad. That's not too bad.
Yeah, but it's not the same option of Bernardo Silva. Come on.
Oh, Bernardo Silva. I honestly don't know too much about Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva plays for Man City, right?
Bernardo Silva is a super creative player. Moutinho is a midfield. He's like a regista.
Yeah, I know Matinho from. He plays in Portugal. I see him in the Portuguese when he plays for Portugal.
Yeah.
He's a good player. Yeah, I mean he's an option, I guess. I think he's. I thought he was going towards the end of his career, but anyway, let's move on. So, official Crotone gets Adakanye. I don't know who this guy is. From Lazio to Crotone. Spal Zanellato. Do you guys remember Nicolo Zanellato? Who was this guy? This guy had was in the under 21s, and they were saying he had a good future. Plizzari ufficiale. Plizzari, our own player, official goes to Lecce. Prestito definito, so on loan. Bari, Genoa gets Amiri from Bayern Leverkusen. Genoa gets a player from Bayern Leverkusen. Um,
Not bad.
okay, not bad, right? Caicedo to Inter. This was official earlier today. Moriki Mallorca. Don't know Mariki.
The
Atletico Madrid.
Lazio player,
Oh yeah,
Mariki.
yeah. Atletico Madrid's on Matty Cash, Esterno dell'Aston Villa. You probably know this guy. Any good?
Uh, oh, okay. Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
He's okay, but nothing crazy. I mean, whoever goes to Atletico is gonna perform 30% less because it's defensive football, so
Mm.
it's pointless. I mean, hopefully we get the guy. How is he called? Uh, Next summer or the summer that Brahim Diaz leaves, we get that guy, the guy that George Mendes represents, that plays for Atletico, Joao Felix,
Oh, damn.
because
That that wouldn't be bad, huh?
yeah, that would be just beautiful to get in.
That would be great. Joao Felix to Milan. I could see an operation like that happen. Joao Felix, he has to. I mean, That 120 million was just ridiculous. It made no sense. Napoli does not confirm Spalletti, so meaning that Napoli already has a contract with him up until 2024. So there were voices about renewals, but Napoli saying we don't need to renew him. He's fine. Cabral Ufficiale. Do you know this player, Lart? Cabral? This official player goes to Fiorentina.
Oh yeah, he's Brazilian playing in Switzerland, if I'm not wrong. Saif was talking about him the other day that we should get him. He scored like 14 goals or something like that in Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's gonna do well with Vlahovic next season, man. He's gonna play pretty well.
With
Both of them.
Vlahovic, what do you mean?
I mean, Fiorentina sells their best player every year to Juventus.
Oh, gotcha.
So I think he's gonna do well with Vlahovic next season. So it just needs that transitional year, you know, in
Right.
Serie A with Fiorentina before moving to the first team. That motherfucker of Commisso, man. What a dickhead, man.
That's funny, dude. That's really funny. Okay, so we'll see what that player is going to be all about. Salernitano Ufficiale Fazio. Fazio. Do you think Fazio could have helped us at all, or no good?
I don't know him, man.
Fazio is the defender from Roma.
Nah.
He was playing in Roma. This guy here, he was playing in Roma for a few seasons, but then he got benched and he moved to Salernitano. So I guess that says everything. This one here is big. Sensi alla Sampdoria. Sensi was happy to go to Sampdoria to get some minutes back for the national team. Sensi, a player that is very good, a lot of quality, but unfortunately, the injury situation with Sensi was just getting crazy. Almost like all the injuries that Inter was supposed to get, they all went to Sensi because he literally played barely any minutes. Il Barca rinuncia a Morata, Laert. Wow.
It makes sense, man. They have that guy, how's he called? Fernan Torres. And Barcelona is gonna go. It's gonna go for Erling Haaland, man, next summer.
They're gonna go for Erling Haaland, yeah.
They're gonna go for Erling Haaland.
So this means, holy shit! What?
What happened?
Tchouaméni, this player that was a lot of Juve fans wanted at Juve. Monaco is asking 80 to 100 million for this player. Aurélien Tchouaméni, 22 years old, French, Cameroonian origins. Real Madrid, Chelsea, Manchester United are after him. Dude.
Oh my God!
I don't know.
Listen,
this player. I don't know this player.
If Monaco is selling that guy for 100 million, we should sell Leao for 150 million.
Gotcha. I don't know this player, Larry. Do you know him?
No, man, I don't know him, and I don't think it's worth 100 million. And I don't know him. You know what? Somebody can send us a link for these videos. We're not gonna put it live. Just how the fuck is his name? I'm just gonna have a look now, but I'm not gonna put it live.
Tchouaméni, this guy right here.
Oh, why the keyboard is not working now? Sorry, Roy. Oh, now it's working.
If we sell Leao, we'll be back to fighting for 5th and 6th. Okay, guys. Let's keep on going. And Ben Lart was going to give us a scouting report on Tchouaméni. No dalla Juve, l'Aston Villa per Bentancur. So Juve says no to 28 million for Bentancur. Pjanic wants to stay at Besiktas. He does not want to go back to Barcelona. Bad blood between Pjanic and Barcelona. Favre close to Lyon. Pogba wants to stay with United. West Ham after Rafinha. Juve and Barca on Aubameyang. What? They just got fucking Vlahovic. How? Why would they be on Aubameyang? Makes no sense. You know how much Aubameyang makes, Laird, a week?
400K?
350. 350.
Not bad. So 400K euro maybe.
400k
350,
euros, right?
350 pound, 400K euros.
That's
Jesus Christ.
insane. It's insane.
See, that's what you do when you sign a massive contract to a guy that has done just one good season. That's where you end up. You end up in that situation.
Yes, yes. And I don't want to be like that, guys. When I see what Arsenal does, when I see Arsenal paying Aubameyang for almost 500,000 a week, and they can't even make the top four, bruh. Seriously, that would be such a failure if that was the situation of Milan. Verona in arrivo. Okay, I think we looked at everything here. I think we looked at everything. Casares goes away. Amrabat maybe to Tottenham. Sassuolo might go on to Luca. I saw this. Luca, the young Italian, the tall Italian guy. Sassuolo on him. All right, guys, those are all the reports. Those are all the reports. I think we've covered everything right now, right? I think we covered everything. Anything else that maybe we're missing?
Can you give me the name of that guy?
All
Just
right, right. TCH
okay. TCH.
OU.
Found it. Everyone is googling him. He's a midfielder. I don't like that. 100 million for a midfielder. I don't like that
Oh, so he doesn't
already.
score goals. He's not a goal scorer.
Let
He's a
me see.
midfielder.
Exactly. There is a video 3 weeks ago. Let's see this video. You want me to send the video? Do you wanna let's just comment it,
Sure, go ahead.
but don't put it live, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm putting it. Here we go.
In the meantime, let's see what newsnow.co says. Maybe there's something about Milan that we might have missed. What time is it in England right now? It's pretty late for you, huh?
Almost 5 a.m.
Damn, guys. Respect to Laert. Laert. Guys, staying 5 o'clock a.m. His passion for Milan is undeniable. Guys, give us a like just for that. 5 a.m.
Give 5 likes because it's 5 a.m.
5 likes. Give us 5 likes, guys.
Nah, dude, I saw this is 100 million for this guy. No chance. He's good. He's good, but not 100 million, man. Come on. How old is he? 22, yeah?
Working like a bitch.
Let me see. He's a beast. To be fair, he's an insane. Looks like an insane midfielder, but
Really?
yeah, he's a beast. Looks like something we could do pretty well with him and Tonali in the midfield.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is big, huh? Damn.
Yeah, and he's good. He's good. 100 million is a lot. Come on, guys.
Oh, he's got feet too, huh?
Yeah, it's a good technique. He likes goals. He likes to score.
Is he French? He's Cameroonian French. I wonder if he's from a French team or the Cameroonian team.
I think he plays for Cameroon because if everyone is talking about him, probably they watch highlights on African Cup. No one was talking about him a month ago.
I only heard Juve fans talk about this player. That's it. I've never heard anybody else talk about him.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's good. He's a good player. 100 million is a lot. Is a lot because you don't know how he plays under pressure in a big team. So
Yeah, and also when you pay these guys 100 million, I mean, what are your expectations of a player that you pay 100 million? Like,
Yeah.
if we paid a player 100 million today, I'm expecting fucking Messi, man. Like
Let me
us.
see when his contract expires, because if Monaco is starting to talk like this, people are gonna be like, you know what? See you in 2 years, Monaco. That's what they do. But let's see, because he's good, and you want 100 million, they're gonna be like, but
Yeah, I like him. I like the way he plays. I like him. He's powerful. He's strong. He looks confident. Good feet. He's a good midfielder. Like good
what? Two
shot.
years, 2024 expires.
Mm.
So literally, they're gonna say to Monaco, 100 million, see you in 2 years.
And in 2 years he's going to be 24 years old, which is a great age to get a player. And yeah,
You know what? They're not even gonna go and wait for 2 years. A year before his contract expires, they're gonna force Monaco to sell.
kind
Because
of like how Juve did with Fiorentina.
yeah, but with a lower price as well, because he's gonna come a bigger club from another league, and yeah, they're gonna do that.
Mm.
So he's moving. He's moving not this summer, the other one. If Monaco is really asking for 100 million, if Monaco is happy with 50, 60 million, that's another thing. He can go this summer. He's ready for a big move.
Mm.
But 100 million, fuck you, man.
Mm. That's
It's a
some
lot.
crazy number for a midfielder. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But all right. Yeah, no, good. He's good. Let's see, guys. Any reports here that I might have missed on Serie A? Romano official bid submitted for Betancourt. I think we got everything, right? I think we covered everything today.
I can't believe that guy, how's he called, Paratici, is doing the same mistake twice. He's buying Betancourt twice.
What do you
That's
mean?
insane. He bought Betancourt at Juventus, Paratici.
Oh, Paratici at Tottenham. Yeah. I get you.
And now he's at Tottenham and he's buying it again. I mean, what the fuck? Is he sleeping with his agent? I don't know, man. Doing the same mistake twice. Jesus Christ. That's crazy.
Guys, look at this. I'm on Sempre Inter. I'm on Sempre Inter.
Are you
Did you know?
serious?
Did you know that Inter had a website called Sempre Inter?
Can I see it?
Yep. They even copy our. They copy everything, man. Sempre
Maybe
Inter.
maybe it's the same company. Ah, there's Kessie picture
Maybe
there.
it's
I see a
Ollie. Is it
picture.
Ollie?
Is he only on, with a different name? So Inter really wants to sign Kessie. I mean, he's the best
Well,
mate with
this
Hakan.
headline. Yeah. But the headline was Inter not likely to move for AC Milan midfielder Kessie on a free transfer this summer, and would only do so if they are to lose Marcelo Brozovic. That's pretty much it. Look at how fucking shitty Sempre Inter is. At least Sempre Milan is good. Like they have a page. Oh no, here. Okay. What the man? This website sucks. Even so, never mind. All right. Should the 25-year-old leave Milan at the end of his contract, a number of clubs will be interested in his signature on a free transfer, and Veneta Azzurri have already signed one player from their city rivals, Çalhanoğlu. However, Veneta Azzurri are not currently considering Kessie to be serious target unless Brozovic departs. So this is what the Inter propaganda is regarding Brozovic. We get him only if Brozovic departs. I think Brozovic is signing a contract, right? Didn't we
He's
talk
already
about that?
done it, yeah. Yeah, he's
Oh,
already
okay.
done it. Mm.
Um,
And,
yeah, go ahead.
and I think Kessie is not gonna happen to Inter, because Kessie literally is gonna get 9 a year, man.
What, a PSG, right? Something like that.
Yeah, so he's going for a really top tier club, in my opinion.
Oh well, they're calling. They're calling, so he definitely has that option. What do you guys think of Brozovic if Kessie joins Inter and we lose that? out on Sanchez. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that would be just, I don't know. Uh, a lot of what ifs. I'm not really concerned about it, to be honest with you. None of this stuff concerns me. Inter copying us like always. Merda Azzurri. Ollie's brother.
He always having my same problem.
How is your brother, by the way? How's he doing?
He's fine. He's fine.
He was on one of the lives the other day while you're not here. He was poking fun.
Nah, I was writing, yeah.
Yeah, he was writing. Yeah, writing, poking fun.
So he's not brave enough to come live, to join that link.
Oh, really? But
I don't know.
Derby,
I wouldn't allow any Interista or Juventina to come in and talk in this live.
right? They would stain the red and black colors. They would
Yeah.
unpurify them. What does the derby look like in your household when you two are together watching it, or do you ever watch it together? I'm sure you have in the past.
In the past, yes, not anymore. We don't do that anymore. Is I mean, in the past there were, how would say it? It kind of made sense in the past because the two teams were almost the same level. But recently, it's been a bit like
Oh,
it's not
recently,
exciting. It's not exciting. I mean, the last 2 years has been okay. It's been nice. There was something to fight about. But previous, when there was a banter era, the derby was just a joke.
yeah.
Was no reason to be proud of it. Was really bad. Midfield, Biglia, Kondombia. It's like, what the fuck is that? Is that a derby or it's Sassuolo against Sampdoria, for fuck's sake?
Right. True. Condobia, my God. Villa Condobia. That's crazy. Eastbourne is saying that there is a Juventino in this channel, and it's me. That was funny. The live yesterday, live got so crazy. Oh my God. It was a crazy live. It went on for 8 hours and a half.
That's why it gets crazy, because after a few hours, you guys don't know what to talk about, so you start to fight with each other.
Well, we started fighting a little bit early, I gotta say. Me and Anwar got on it quite fast, and then hell broke loose, and it was just another day in the RossonARI.
In the darkness, not in the sun. Another day in the darkness.
Results of that Pico Kessie in Inter shirt. All right, so listen, Laird. I mean, what are you doing? Are you going to bed now? 5 a.m.
Yeah, I'm going to bed. I'm sleeping a bit, like 5-6 hours.
Yeah, and there's no games, so no games until next week.
Can't wait when the games to start. I can't wait because it's gonna be such an important 2 months. February, March, those 45 days are gonna be crazy important.
30 days, sorry?
45 days, all February and March.
Right. Yeah.
Before the next international break, when Italy is gonna try to get inside the World Cup.
Oh my God, that's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be madness, man. Panic.
I do not believe in it, Laird. I really don't. I don't believe in it. But I don't want to talk about it right now, to be honest with you. I'm excited about the derby. I feel good about this derby. I'm not worried at all. I feel like the momentum is actually on our side, even though it doesn't look like it. I think it is. I think we're gonna get it.
It's so important, yeah. And we are the underdog. I like that.
Yeah, we are.
Let's win it.
I think we're gonna get it. Christian says he thinks I won yesterday. Well, the thing about winning, it's very simple. It's like I'm not going to convince anybody. That's what I found out, and nobody's going to convince me either. So it's more like you're of this opinion or you're of that opinion. And yesterday it came down to the usual. I think the management is doing good. I have trust in what they're doing, while other people don't. So, it's just these two dichotomies that live in the world, even amongst us fans. You have the left and you have the right, and they're just fighting against each other all the time. But we all love each other. We're brothers. It's all good.
Oh yeah, no. The only thing I disagree a lot with the other side, the people that are against the management or the operation of the management or the ownership,
Yeah.
For example, the other day, Red John was asking me, "What are you gonna do if we don't finish top four? So we finish fifth, for example."
Mm.
And I'm honest with you. I'm gonna get really pissed off
Yeah.
with
It's
the
a huge thing.
ownership, with Maldini, with everyone, if we don't finish top four. But
Yeah.
on the other side, they don't praise the management, the ownership for us finishing top four. They don't do the opposite. They don't actually say, you know what, Lars, I'm such a piece of shit. These guys are amazing. Elliot is incredible. They managed to put us again in top four, watch Champions League football, buy players, they invest. They don't do that. I'm ready to do that. I'm ready to go in this channel and go nuts if we finish fifth
Yeah.
and swear to everyone and tell I was an idiot believing that this manager was doing well. But them, they don't do that. So they
That's a good
asked me to do that. So I want them when we finish top four or when we achieve our objective, and our objective is to bring Milan to become great again. Sorry, Donald Trump, for stealing it. So I want them to say, fucking hell, Elliot is a genius, man. Thank God we have an owner like Elliot. He's spending 70 million.
Mm.
Maldini, again, bought another great player.
Yeah.
What a team. You know what? Kessie is a piece of shit that is leaving this great team at this delicate moment. Not
Mm.
like, oh, we are such a bunch of idiots. We're letting Kessie, Donnarumma leave. No, man, I want you to hear Mark Magnan is an incredible signing. And Donnarumma, who cares about him? Again, the
Mm.
management did an incredible job. But they don't
Mm.
do that. So
Yeah.
what they want from us?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
And of course we're going to have a lot of discussions about it again coming up. It's going to keep on going, but it's fun. We love everybody here. Everybody is welcome. A guy was giving me shit on this last stream. He wrote a comment, but he deleted it. But we still see the comments that people delete. So I kind of got back at him, and he is invited to come to our next live and dish it out. Okay, listen, Larry. Great stuff tonight, man. We did 2 hours and a half more than what we usually do at Daily Milan. We covered everything today. It's 5 a.m. in England. I think this is where we say our goodbyes for today, and we're going to do again Milan Daily tomorrow. We'll see what time. Probably a little bit later, or maybe we'll do open live Sundays. We'll see. I guess we'll decide tomorrow when you wake up, or we'll decide. Listen. Look, all I've got to say is going back to the title of the video tonight. Transfer market tragic. Milan reveals its real face. This is what the fans are saying right now. I honestly don't believe it, and from what I'm hearing from Laird, he doesn't believe it either. I think right now there's more things to be positive about than negative. I think that right now the club is doing a great job. The results are there, and we can see the results. But anyway, it's not over yet. I agree with Laird 100%. If we finish 1 point behind the fourth, it's a tragedy. And I'm fucking pissed off too. There's no, it's not, top four is what we have to do. If we fell top four, it's a failure. So it is true. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to probably be saying Pioli out if we can't make top four. Who knows what I'm going to be saying.
Maldini out, whatever,
Maldini,
everything.
yep.
We're gonna put everyone. We're gonna judge for that.
Yeah.
But are you guys gonna do the opposite if they finish top four? Are you guys gonna be ready to actually say what do you have to say? Of course not. You are not ready for that.
Yeah. I'm sure some of them would answer, I'm only going to celebrate when we're in the Champions League.
Of course. Because, oh yeah, you're coming a bit late, man. Thank you. You know what? Just give me your email. I'll send it. I'll tell you what to celebrate.
All right. Hey, Mustafa, thank you. Thank you guys. Deadline day stream. I like that idea, Eastbourne. Cool idea. We're gonna definitely do that. Guys, please like the video. A lot of people come here. I see a lot of people come here and vote. Like we have guys, we gotta talk about something. We gotta talk about something. And then we can finish. When I look at the fucking polls, I see 50, 60, 70, 80 people voting.
And 12 likes at the end of the video.
And 12 likes. Can't you guys fucking like the video?
Man, clicking on that fucking like is consuming a calorie, you know what I mean?
Right?
It's tough. It's not easy.
Man, what the hell? Yeah, guys, please like the video. I guess we have to
We should do a poll. Do you like this video or not?
Yes, that's what we'll do. That's great. That's what you're going to see. More fucking people are going to respond to the poll and actually like the video. They're going to be. What the fuck, man? All right, man. Lars, that's it for me for today. Any last words for you?
Forza Milan.
Forza Milan, as always. All right, Lars. If we're going to do lives, are you thinking of doing lives today, or you want to maybe later think about it?
I mean, today means it's Sunday now in Europe. You guys are still on Saturday, yeah?
Yeah, for me it's Saturday 9 p.m. All right, perfect time for.
So I would say more like tomorrow for you guys. So I would say Sunday. We can try to go live on Sunday and hear the community what they're saying.
Yeah,
how much they are panicking. I would say tomorrow night we will have some news if something is gonna happen because Monday is the deadline.
So Monday is a deadline, hey? Monday's the deadline.
That's what I heard.
And I think for me, it's the deadline is going to be midnight, correct?
And 8 p.m. in Italy, so 7 p.m. in UK.
Oh shit! Okay, we're definitely going to do that. We're definitely going to do.
So for you, it's in the morning. It's in the morning, basically.
Yeah, definitely going to do it.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Yeah, guys. So yeah, we'll see about tomorrow. We'll let everybody know. In the meantime, as you said, Forza Milan, ragazzi. Forza Milan. All right. Have a great night. Light. Arrivederci and ciao.
Ciao.
Oh.